What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another installment of the Casually Chelsea Show. I'm here with Scott, Oliver, and myself, Casually FC. Ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a slow news week to the dismay of many people out there. However, we have the news, we have the updates, some of the things going on in the transfer market for Chelsea and maybe some other teams. But before we go ahead and start, ladies and gents, be sure to smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And if you want to be a part of the community, check out the links in the description. Our Discord is there where we share clips, have receipts, do watch alongs and all types of things on the Discord. Be sure to join. And if you already are a part of Casually FC here as a former subscriber, consider becoming a member because it does help out the channel tremendously. All right, no dilly-dallying. We'll just get straight into it. Like I said, a bit of a slow news week, but we have plenty to talk about. And we'll start off with our first topic here being a little bit of an update on the whole Mudryk situation. So Maresca just had a presser, obviously, as a preview for the upcoming Wolves game. And we will discuss that. But also, he did have this to say about Mudryk when asked. And that was, in terms of what an update is, I don't know. We are close to Misha as a club, and we are trying to help him. In terms of an update, I don't have any update on the situation. Now, it's very likely, in my opinion, I'm a fond believer that it's probably already come back as negative in terms that he is guilty of having the drugs in his system, the performance enhancing drugs, PEDs. And the club are just trying to find a way to announce it or, damage control in terms of the PR and all that fun stuff. And yeah, we probably already know the situation. He's probably going to be out for a while, which adds to our transfer woes in a sense as well, because we need someone to replace that player, which in my assessment this season so far, there has been improvements to the player. I'm sure there's a player there that we could have probably made some use of in these recent 6 games, even though I know people like to doubt the player a lot. But there was something there at Maresca's disposal in terms of a substitute, and yeah, it could affect the tactics, could affect the situation as a substitute. That trust that we keep criticizing Maresca about, so it is a bit of a loss. But I don't know. How do we feel about this whole Misha situation still continuing on, and very much likely we're not going to have him for the rest of the season?
Not really bothered. I mean, was Maresca even bringing him off the bench anyway?
He kind of was. He was using him quite a bit.
Yeah, but now we've had this whole change up where we won't do changes after until after 80 minutes. Like it's just pointless.
Hmm.
He wouldn't be starting in the league, and
no,
because he's not trusted. So I don't know. It's just a non-factor to me.
I do feel like as a left-wing option, though, he does provide a different type of threat. Very much like how Timo was that kind of threat, but it wasn't one that's going to score you goals and I don't know. I think in terms of goal scoring, I would argue Misha's probably better than Timo. But regardless, that pace to maybe stretch out the defense a bit. I don't know, just a different option to have off the bench. Scott, I don't know if you've changed your mind on this whole Misha situation with recent games now, but where do you stand on it?
No, I haven't. Like, I've accepted. Like, it's going to happen. It's just a formality at this point. Like, everything that's going on, like, we know what's going to happen. He's going to be banned. The length of time, obviously, we don't know, but he will be banned. And then he'll probably have his contract terminated. That's the last we'll ever have to care about him as a player at this football club. Yeah, like I don't think he really does anything to change how we've been playing either.
Yeah,
like because I don't think he has improved this season, but
yeah,
you can count the games
Conference League.
In the league, especially Conference League is something different. In the league, you can count on one hand and not run out of fingers the number of games he's actually had a positive impact on.
That's fair enough.
So yeah, like, he just doesn't really change anything to how we're doing with this season. But the whole situation with him has just meant that the winger situation in general has become a paramount importance in terms of just our attack in general. Something isn't working, especially when Neto and Sancho play together because of the nature of what they want to do. That means all of our goals have to come from one of two places. One of those places is still scoring goals, but obviously not the rate he was last season. But he is also having to do everything else in the team. And then the other one was scoring goals and is now not, and hasn't for the last 6 games, I think it is. So yeah, it's just a bit
I think
of
you'd be pretty. I probably think with this whole situation, the only scenario where you're probably upset about it is if Chelsea don't do something to replace that spot.
Oh, I've accepted we're probably not going to do anything to replace, and if we do, it's probably going to be underwhelming. But outside of Tell, anything else is underwhelming. Even Bino Gittens, who we might talk about later, that's underwhelming to me.
Okay,
that's
fair
entirely
enough.
underwhelming.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's annoying. It's a dumb situation for a manager like Maresca to be put through as well. I mean, it's like piling on already the tough job he has ahead of him about the expectation with this team and how it's been recruited and the deficiencies in it. But that's something we'll get into right now, actually, because I believe that the game tomorrow, we have some players that are in doubt of starting. Now, I'm not necessarily gonna overreact and panic, obviously. We can actually go over some of the positions here and what our solutions would be. But let's start off with this tweet. Again, from the presser yesterday. So apparently Enzo Maresca says that Palmer, Lavia, Enzo, and Colwill are all doubts to face Wolves. We continue on here. Maresca had comments about winning without Palmer. We rely on Cole Palmer because he's a big player. We prefer to play with Cole, but in case he has an injury or a problem, then we will find a solution. Chelsea are selling a host of players to try to fund January signing, and that goes hand in hand with the fact that like our depth is diminishing as we speak, and rumors has it that we're trying to sell players that we could probably still use right now in terms of the depth that we have, considering we're getting injuries now. But I don't know. Scott, do you read into this more than is being put out there in terms of, being in doubt and not necessarily being out? Put a little bit of a wiggle room there for,
I expect at least 3 of those players to start against Wolves.
And those 3 are probably going to be Palmer, Enzo, Colwill, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Lavia is the one that people are also... There's this revisionism on Lavia going on, or current revisionism. Let's just say that he's not the player that worth the amount that we purchased him for. I think he's a fantastic player. He's just been really unlucky.
I saw a thing, by the way, and I've been peddling this idea since we bought him. Actually, not since we bought him. Since all the stuff that happened last season happened, there's a thing that came out. He played the most minutes of any Southampton player this season before we bought him.
So he was the most overused
He played
player
the most minutes in that Southampton team of any player. He was top in that list, and came to our team, and then because of Pochettino is now injury prone.
Oh, okay. So this is on Poch. You're putting.
Oh, it's 100% on Poch. You took a player that had one injury prior to joining us, and the thing is, he had one injury. Then he was on the bench for Southampton's first game in the Championship, and then joined us and got injured in his first training session, and then proceeded to be injured for most of the season.
Yeah. I actually had that same thought. I thought I kind of stood alone on that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Where I don't recall looking into Lavia and thinking like, wow, this player is injury prone. Let's avoid him. Like, I never had any issues with his injuries when I looked into what he was doing at Southampton, and that probably explains why. I mean, he was the most available player. All of a sudden, he comes into this team, has a hamstring injury, makes 30-minute appearance for the season, and then re-aggravates probably said injury. I don't know what ended up happening, if he actually re-aggravated that injury or if it was a separate injury. I doubt it was a separate injury, because that story was kind of vague too, that injury, what happened to him. And now he's injury prone apparently. It's just very weird to me. What's going on, Ahmed? It's very strange to me that now we're labeling him as injury prone, and there's a portion of the fan base that kind of said like, oh, we always knew he was injury prone. Like, wait, this was never a thing. So I don't understand how
he is now injury prone, but he was never before we bought him.
That's the thing. The narrative being pushed was that we bought him as an injury prone player, but that's not true.
Which we didn't. He got it. The reason is because he got injured in his first training session.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people labelled him as, oh, we bought an injury prone player, because he got injured in his first training session with us.
Yeah, what the fuck, did Poch do, man? What's going on, Ahmed? You
always
think Lavia? You think Lavia's an injury-prone player? Are we giving up on Lavia? We can't hear you. Your mic is muted, by the way. There it is. Oh no, it's gone. Big up Ahmed. Ahmed with the muted microphone and the issues. Big up Ahmed. Big up Ahmed.
Oh, how am I sounding now? How am I sounding now? Sorry. You said it was off, but it was on, so I was a bit confused. Yeah, because I put it on. That's fine. Yeah. But anyway,
I think it's really, really loud. Your microphone is super. Did you get a brand new microphone? Is that why? Oh, he's testing his brand new microphone. This guy.
How is it going now? How's it now, boss man? How's it now, boss
man? You might have to.
Not too bad. You can tell it sounds different. It sounds a bit more like echoey.
Oh dear.
Yes.
But not bad, but like you can tell there's a difference in mic quality then.
Yeah, I think you're getting some feedback there.
I'm getting the feedback from that. Oh, that's probably why. How does it sound now?
Yeah,
I think it's better now.
Now it should be better because I know what
it
is.
There you go.
Mute this mic. Let me mute this microphone. That's why. Okay, now it should sound much better. Okay.
There you go.
Listen, you know what it is? I basically have my other headphones connected to the microphone, so that's why. But anyway, big up to everyone. Big up to everyone that's here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. First, we need to start, with ritual. Maraska out. There we go. And secondly, no, but on a serious note, obviously, right? I think one of the things we do have to say is that Lavia, obviously, he was known to get a knock or two. But he was always consistently playing. Does that make sense, Marshall? But I think for us at Chelsea, it's almost become like a Fafana situation. Does that make sense? Where essentially, not even a Fafana situation, I'd probably say like a Reece James situation where.
That seems a little bit more.
Reece James, I think, is a bit more active.
Because Fafana's really, really drastic.
Yeah. But with like Reece James, that you'll play a few games injured. But obviously with Lavia, it's a bit more problematic. But I feel like with Lavia, his issue, it clearly seems to be like a muscle issue of him. So I'm hoping it's more so a thing about like it's growing pains. Like a good example we can use is in our own team, for example, like Madueke, for example, right? Madueke was known to be very injury prone at PSG.
Yeah.
But only had he only played 90 minutes 3 times for them, right? Before he came to us. Yeah, he only played 90 minutes 3 times for us.
Yeah, he was super injury prone coming to
Chelsea.
No,
I knew he was injury prone. I didn't realize it was like that.
He only ever played 90 minutes for them. So like he used to only play like a match.
Ahmed pointed that out.
Yeah, 50 minutes. So like I think the hope that you've got to have is that with him is just like, he's just like his body's growing and then that's maybe causing him a few issues. That's what it probably is.
Do you guys okay, let me ask this then. Do any of you guys have hope, right? Because I know there's people that have accepted that this is just how it's going to be and it sucks. But do any of you guys have hope that Lavia and James this season can kind of get over these, like, for Lavia more so than James? Because for James, I don't know if you want to count it to what Ahmed is saying. It's like a growing thing, maybe. Like, James did get bigger from the pause. James did put on more weight in terms of mass. Since that Champions League winning side where he wasn't getting as injured as much. Lavia's also grown in mass as well. So in a sense, they're kind of similar situations, just like Ahmed was saying. Do any of you guys hope and think that maybe it could be something that passes? Like this is just a rough patch, and then maybe next season this injury will subside and he can finally start getting more regular minutes?
No, in all honesty,
I am kind of really hoping that for Reese. But I'll be so honest with you, it's a lot of hopium, and like I really want this player to be able to play because he's a fantastic player.
Guys, Marshall, man, right now we've got the joke I say about Reece James, lean meat. You know what I mean? Reece right now, yeah. It's I said on the show before, Scott. No?
Yeah, I said the lean meat on the show before.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
What man's talking about is lean meat on the show? Jesus.
But anyway, like the reason why I'm just saying that, right, is that listen, he's even reduced the weight, the mass, yeah, and he's become less body mass, etc., and he's still cooked, bro. You know what I mean? He's still cooked.
Well, let's see. He's back now, and
here we go.
He's back.
Man.
Listen.
Like speaking to Chris,
don't
bro.
do this, man.
Come
don't
on,
do
bro.
this.
Come on,
No. Look at my name. 7 days to stay fit, featuring James.
Oh my
we will see.
God.
Let's see if he can make it to 7 days. That's what I mean. But so I'm hopeful. I really want it to work out. But with in terms of the game tomorrow, let's just pretend Palmer, Lavia, Enzo, Colwell are not available. Obviously, there's some worry. All right, there is some worry there.
It's already tied at this point, so like I don't know what we expected, bro. Like
there's
Felix,
a good worry there.
I'm hearing like Felix.
Hey man, we got a world class depth coming. You know what I mean? Right.
You know, Renato Veiga can't. Who else is injured? Like Renato Veiga can't even start off left side at centre back because. I
just realized there's a comment here. What the fuck, dude? This comment.
He can't. Well, listen. Nkunku Nation, man, might have to be playing tomorrow. So, like, listen, let's not hit on Nkunku Nation right there, bro.
I think Felix gets to start.
Bro, it's gonna be Felix.
The problem
it's gonna be Felix if Palmer's not available.
The issue right now with Felix, yeah, is that we're trying to ship him off now, right now, according to the rumors, bro. I don't know if you saw that today.
Well, yeah, I've seen some of them.
Wait, are we trying to, or did we get approached?
Basically, ACL has approached us, and we're trying to sell him now.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's not a case of we're trying to. It's a case of we've just been approached by Milan.
Mm-hmm.
They're just.
But listen, I hope not anyway. But I'll probably assume Felix in the 10. Who else is injured? If I'm not mistaken, Colwell. I'm sorry, Marshall, but it's time to expect Axel Disasi and Tosin.
No.
Tosin or James? What are you saying? Tosin or James?
Forfeit the game, bro.
Probably Tosin or James.
Bro, this is the thing, bro. If all four of them are out, I'm gonna start from the front backwards. You got Jackson up front, obviously, because who the fuck else is there? Oh, Christ.
I think Felix can do a job.
Man,
I'm gonna say Felix in the 10.
He's got to start working, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not here to.
Yeah, I'll say Felix in the 10.
Felix will be fine.
Who cares on the wings? Midfield. Oh god, it's Caicedo.
Yeah, that's where it's Caicedo. But who? I mean,
hey, gives Raksaki a game, man. Give Raksaki a game.
Going off track record, it'll probably be Veiga.
No, I want Veiga playing centre back.
Veiga's getting shit, bro. They're not starting him, surely, bro. They can't be starting a guy that's getting shit.
Bro, it's that or Disasi, and bro, if I have to see Disasi play football again.
Oh, weird.
Wait, but guys, Chalobah's back.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
Actually, let's get into this. Hold on.
Is he been like officially like reintegrated for us to be able to?
Yeah, he's got a number and everything.
Yeah,
it's been a fair few days as well. So.
Let me put these stories up real quick. We'll cover this topic and we'll bring this into this discussion as well. So Maresca said this on Chalobah. It's quite an easy process. We have a few injuries, so we're looking for a solution. We thought the best solution was to call back Trev. He can help us. He was very happy. I can see his face. I chatted with him. We are happy. Yeah. Enzo Maresca on Chalobah. Have you spoke to him? I'm not sure, but I think they've think Trev trained with us until we flew to the USA. When we went to the USA, he was here. I had a chat with Trev 2 days ago and this morning. He was doing well there, and there's a reason why we call him back. Obviously, you called him back because you needed depth, and this was the easiest option for, I guess, the directors and all this and that, rather than going back into the market, right? And listen, I'm happy. Look, it looks like Chalobah's happy to be back, which is fine. That's fine. I just, for Chalobah's sake, I just don't want you to think that there's a future for you in this club. I don't think the ownership are going to change their minds. I think the ownership are still going to try to sell him at a profit. So, fine. It's ridiculous, this whole PR situation that happened with it, which is why Scott's probably acting the way he's acting. I 100% get it. The sporting directors are fucking full of it, at least from what it looks like from the media, but it is what it is. They think they made the right decision. Well, they made the right decision correcting the wrong decision. That's the way I look at it. And so, yeah, he's back, and I could see tomorrow being Chalobah and Reece James back there, and we'll see Malo Gusto and Cucurella on the fullback positions. And maybe Veiga gets the center mid. That's what I'm thinking. Oliver, Scott, I don't know what you guys agree or think it's going to be a different scenario. Achimpong is available as well, so maybe Achimpong plays that right back as well.
I'll wait and see what happens with Achimpong. I mean, after he got disgracefully hooked against what's their face in the last game, Bournemouth. I mean, I don't know where he sits with Maresca now. Is it going to be one of those things where he's made one mistake, so now he's got to be banished? Because I know, unfortunately, managers do that to youth players sometimes. So, you know, it remains to be seen at the moment. You know, I'd like to see him get another chance because I don't think that goal was largely down to him. It was more Sanchez. So, I don't know.
I think the Achimpong sub was somewhat always planned. It just happened to happen at a bad time. I think he was always going to take him off early, just to give other players minutes.
But why though? Because he didn't take him off against. Fuck, who did he play the whole game against? Palace.
Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Played the whole game against Palace.
Right.
I don't know.
Like, for me, it's the timing. If you were going to take him off, that's fair, but the timing is horrible. You're taking him off immediately after he's been involved in a goal that we've conceded. Like, whether he's at fault or not, he's involved in the goal that we concede because it's his man that scores.
Wasn't he? Didn't he come off for Reece? I think he came off for Reece, right?
No, he came off for Tosin, who was then worse than he was.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was. I thought
Yeah,
it was a
No,
weird.
Lavia came off for Reece.
Yeah, this whole Chalobah thing, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why the fuck you took. I don't know why you took 18. When did we call him back? What day?
It's a Thursday, isn't it?
Thursday. So that would have been what, about the 16th? I don't know why the fuck you waited 16 days in the window, half the window to bring him back. Like, it's not like all this Fofana injury happened before the window opened. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Early December, right?
Oh, it happened before the window opened. Okay. The Reece James thing we've known about the whole window. That was before. The whole season. That was before this window. Disasi hasn't suddenly got worse. This has been him the whole window. Tosin hasn't suddenly got worse. This has been him the whole season. Outside like 3 games in the league at least. The whole Veiga thing, fair enough, I understand, but like you didn't trust him anyway. You didn't rate him. So like, I was in such a positive mood about this club, and I kind of still am in terms of large portions of this squad. But these sporting directors, in particular, are really killing my vibe for this season. And this window is seriously killing my vibe for this season.
I don't blame you. I mean, it's not so much for me. It's not so much the lack of signings. It's more so once again that feeling of it seems like we're lacking a plan. And we went through this last season. And to be fair, also, like, people want to say this is the worst window ever. I mean, last season I don't think we made a single transfer last season. When we look at the January window, I don't think we did. The only thing we did was recalled Casadei. That's it.
Oh, fuck off.
and we didn't even use him. So
Yeah.
like again, it's like I think people were anticipating another January window from 2022, and even like maybe even less version of that, right?
I don't even think so, bro. I've always said that. I think at most you probably needed 1 or 2. I was always content with recalling Chalobah back.
Oh my god,
Remember,
you weren't wrong.
You know what I mean? We literally were. I was content with one Chalobah.
Yeah,
I was
people
like,
forgot,
yeah,
Scott.
you know, I was like, if you even like midfield, if you were gonna recall someone, recall Leslie Ugochukwu, like I think people probably maybe there were some people who were asking for more
Holy
stuff, but
shit.
I was always saying this. We just need one signing, bro. Remember, that was my fault. So I was like, you could probably bring someone
I
back
think
from
you
the
did say
midfield,
that, yeah.
bring someone
By the
back
way-
from the centre back. It was literally always we just needed one more guy. It was always needed one more guy,
But-
which was the attacking, which was the attack.
What's up, Scott?
I was gonna say I didn't realize, by the way, we made one signing last January window. It was DeJuan Richards, good old whisper. It's the only fucking signing we made. in
Not that
January.
guy, yeah.
By the way, can I read you? I wanted to just check.
We did
Can I
outgoings.
read
We
you-
did some outgoings, didn't we?
Oh fuck the out! I don't care. Man. The window is washed. Recalling Casadei's playing like 100 minutes. The whole
Santos
season.
to Strasbourg. What?
Let me
Yeah, we
read you,
did
by
that.
the
Go
way.
for it.
Let me read you our signings in the January. Everyone's hyping that January, by the way, and it was good, kind of. Let me read you the signings we made that January. Badiashile. Okay. Fofana, who we're trying to sell. Santos, win, can't say anything. Mudryk. Need I say more? Madueke, everyone hates. Gusto, jury's out. Enzo, jury was out until about 2 months ago. Jimmy J. Morgan, who's in the youth team. That was our January window. In terms of incomings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, these guys have a track record of hitting in January.
Right.
By the way, Marshall, I'm gonna disagree with saying there's no plan. There is a plan. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's that's
The plan's always been to go young. So
yeah.
you know,
Okay.
like,
no, I get that.
there is an idea, but it makes no sense. It doesn't fit to what we need right now. So
Yeah.
that's all it is, really.
I like having these conversations because it lets me think differently about the scenario and gives me different perspectives. So appreciate you guys in the panel and appreciate the chat. Big up. But going into this window, when things were going well, I was thinking if we can get another center midfielder, probably I wasn't thinking about a center back at the time. Because I don't think Fofana was hurt.
Just
What's up?
breaking news, yeah. We're not apparently right now. We're not looking at bringing back Ugochukwu and Santos. That just got.
Well, I thought we were looking at bringing back Leslie because I know Southampton have just recalled another centre mid they had out on loan.
That was apparently
I got it. Here it
the
is.
quotes. The quote literally just came out right now, like literally under 10 minutes ago, with Pies, which was like from Amraska himself, where he basically just said, we're not gonna recall a thing yet because from what we know right now, Lavia and Enzo are just not available.
No, that's not.
Oh my god!
That's the quote. Go back up. Go back up. I don't want to lose my head. Go and find.
Did he really just do the Tuchel thing where he was like, "Oh, we have Loftus-Cheek and Kante"?
Go back
Oh
to the
my
quote.
god!
No, he literally said like
that quote. No, you had it.
What?
No way!
You're kidding me!
Oh my god, Scott's about to crash out. Chill out, Scott. Breathe, Scott. Breathe.
My head's on Pluto.
Oh
My head's on Pluto, bro.
It has nothing to do with what Ahmed was saying. He just happened to see that while
My
I was
head's on
scrolling. And he
Pluto. My
lost his
head's
shit.
on fucking Pluto.
I just want to point that out.
My head's on Pluto. My head's on Pluto. He's gonna persist. He's gonna persist with these. He's gonna persist with them. He's going to persist with these fucking useless pieces of shit.
But before we even listen, we'll come back to that. We'll delay the crash out for that one. Just literally, if you just go back, Marshall, sorry, I think it was just before this quote or just after this. It's literally Pies, I think. think it's up. Is it? Yeah, I think that's the one. Actually, just literally missed it.
The one slightly
One more.
above that. It's the one
It's the
above
one-
that.
It's just literally the one above this tweet, if you don't mind.
You're struggling quite a lot. There you go.
Oh, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if it's a problem for Enzo or Lavia, just that we don't know if they'll play against Wolves.
Yeah.
No, because we don't know if it's a problem or Enzo or Lavia, just we don't know if they'll play against Wolves.
So he's essentially saying,
He's basically saying it's a one-game thing, basically, so
It's a
they don't
one-game
need to
thing.
recall anyone.
yeah.
No, you know what it is?
But it's
I'm
not a
thinking
one-game thing, because this keeps happening to Lavia, man. And
I'm
we're
thinking-
playing Enzo into the ground.
Hold on. I'm thinking in the back of the head, I kind of want to hear the full context of this.
Oh, man.
But we'll just take it for what it is because I'm not going to play the video and look for the actual.
This
press
is not a
conference
video.
where
This
they
is
asked
this.
this.
So you know these quotes which Kieran Googles out. These are the paper ones. So what that means is like you know obviously after they do the main interview on the video, they then have the separate thing, right? Which is
Okay.
where the paper guys can ask a bit more further questions and then they get delayed. That's why you're getting these quotes now. Obviously,
This is the embargo,
Saturday.
isn't it?
Yeah, this is the embargo quotes exactly.
So this is what I was saying before. The whole time when it comes to this January transfer window, I've always kind of in my head said going into it before we went into this bad to perform, right? Going into it, I would like to at least consider bringing back Ugochukwu. I don't want to interrupt Santos' loan. I want him to have a whole season and have him be better next season than if he were to just come short or like now. As for the center back, I didn't think I had much of an issue other than potentially getting rid of Axel or Badiashile to see where we're at with that. And the striker situation, we play it by ear, but Osimhen, maybe go back for him and see what we can do and finish where we started, right? And not much has really changed. This isn't, if this is true, like with the context and everything, obviously it's a problem. At least one of them should be coming back. I don't understand
100%.
because we have all these links, right, and rumors that Casadei is leaving. So you're not using him. He wasn't on the bench the last game either. Lavia, we know, is, I'll say, fragile right now. I'm not going to entertain this idea that he's injury prone. Maybe he's just recovering from that long-term injury from last season. So I'll say right now he's a bit fragile.
He's a
But
fragile one.
Vega's another one
he's a
too that they're
fragile
trying to send out, and we need that depth. So it's just, this is where I go back where like none of this makes sense because what do you do?
Exactly,
like
Marshall.
why are we
perfect.
running this squad so thin? Like
Makes perfect sense.
Why are we trying to run like a 23-man squad, bro? I swear to God, that's what it feels like for me. We're trying to run like a 23-man squad. I feel like a lot of the guys, the boys that you've got, are very inexperienced.
No, but we're not.
So,
Ahmed,
Oh.
we're not trying to run a 23-man squad. We're trying to run an 18-man squad.
yeah, that's even worse. Sorry, yeah.
no, because you know what it feels like, guys. It feels like Liverpool when Klopp was trying to had no center back, so he just put Henderson and like Fabinho in center back.
But that was different though, because like
But I'm saying, like, I feel like we're trying to force Enzo Maresca into that scenario.
no, but like we're
with the
not
way the
though,
ownership
because
is moving.
the thing with the Liverpool thing was like they had so many injuries. They lost obviously Van Dijk because the Pickford thing. They lost Kanate and Matip. They're always injured. I think and obviously Gomez as well, always injured. So they were down to like Nat Phillips, who I think at the time was on loan. They had to recall him from loan, and he'd never played in the Premier League. They had that Williams guy, never played in the Premier League. They went and bought some dude from Sheffield Wednesday, I think, or something, for like 2 million or so. I don't even remember. He barely played. He
They
sucked.
bought Kabak from Schalke.
That
Yeah,
wasn't that
remember
season.
him.
That was the season before, I think. They
No,
bought
that
him
was
on
that
loan.
season.
Was it? I think it was that
I
season.
think it was that season.
Was it? I don't think it was.
so. Pretty sure it was. Wait, let me look it up.
But yeah, they were just having issues. They were having issues upon issues, so they had to try and fix that with like just with stuff in the squad. Whereas also it was FSG. They were never really going to reinvest properly, and they didn't. But
Got back to Liverpool was the 2021
Like-
season. 2020 to 2021 season.
Say
So
again?
the season after we won. So comeback to Liverpool was after the season we won Champions League. So that was at the 2020 to 2021 window.
Yeah,
That
that
was
is the
we
season.
won yeah, it's the season we won Champions League. And that's the same season Liverpool was like falling apart, I'm pretty sure.
Correct.
Was that the 21-22 season, you said?
No, that was the
2021.
2021. The 2021. So that was the season they got cut back. That was the season that what's his face? They lost Van Dijk and all that.
Oh yeah, okay. I must have been cap. Oh yeah, they didn't have Konate at that point.
No, yeah.
He was one of the people who were injured anyway. He sucked as well.
Yeah, plus it was.
But yeah, like they it was also just a case of like it was FSG, and like they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They had 7 centre backs in that team by the end of the season because of like they were just trying to replace everyone, and obviously they didn't really replace them very well.
Yeah.
But like it's different. Whereas this time we have the options. Like we have like at this point as well, like the whole recalling Leslie thing or Santos, it's a waste of time. It's like the same with the Chalobah thing. It's like these issues we are facing. Dewsbury Hall was injured prior to the window opening. You also don't trust his way out. Lavier is an injury-prone player now. As I said, thanks to our previous manager, he's injury-prone. You can't keep playing Caicedo and Enzo, especially Caicedo. We're starting to see late in games he's getting tired. This is not a new thing. If you should have recalled him already. If you recall him now, it's like, cool, great, you finally did it, but what's the point? Like, why wait 19 days? 20 days in an hour.
So can I tell you why I think they would wait 19 days?
There's no good reason.
There is a
Literally
reason,
not.
actually. I had a good reason, actually, and it was essentially I think it was Joey that said this to me, like, oh, they're waiting basically to let KDH go, to get Casadei, essentially ship them off before they start bringing back guys in, because they don't want
That's
there to be
fucking
like
stupid.
I know, but the thing is, they don't want that to be like a leverage situation of like, oh,
We're not fucking Ineos.
I know, bro, but that's that was the take that I had, and even though I don't agree with it, there's logic to it, I'm afraid.
Okay. Do you know what's stupid about this? Cool. Do you know what's fucking idiotic about this? Let's okay. Say KDH and Casadei got sold today. Let's say they got sold today. What's happening tomorrow? Let's say, for example, as well, Enzo and Lavia are out. What happens tomorrow then?
Veiga
You're
plays,
down
right?
to
I
Veiga
think.
in midfield.
Yeah.
You're Veiga in midfield guaranteed. You're in a back
Right,
line where
Saki.
potentially Disasi has to start again, or Chalobah has to come back in straight into the team, which I'm all for. But he's coming back in at left centre back, probably, because Colwell potentially doesn't start. So you're looking at a potential back line of Chalobah, Tosin, and Josh, or Chalobah, Tosin, and Disasi.
Yeah.
Who's on the bench? Like,
Not much. It's just youth
you
at that point.
can get rid of these players without like it's like if this was a signing, right? I could understand if it was a case of we have to sell before we buy, which, by the way, if we're selling before we need to buy, what a wonderful 60 million we wasted on players that we're now trying to sell. Probably more, but it's just 60 mil off the top of my head. If this was a player we were buying for midfield, say it's like Douglas Luiz, first player that came to mind. We're trying to sign him. We have to get rid of players first. I understand it. He's our own fucking player. We literally own him. He's our player. And it's not like with KDH, there's not a deal close anyway. And with Casadei, we're haggling over 1.6 mil with two clubs. Like, we're haggling over 1.6 million pounds. Like, he's guaranteed gone at this point. The squad planning is in the bin. It's in the fucking gutter.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is the thing. Like, these past few days, I've been thinking to myself, right? And I've been thinking, honestly, as much as I want to know what the plan is and I want clarity on it, I don't think I had to just accept the fact I'm never going to know with these owners because they don't want it to be known. And an example of that being the whole Mateus Tel situation. None of us expected that to happen, but that seems like one of the more genuine links out there. In terms of like why the window is going the way it's going and why they waited so long, the one logical answer that I seem to fall upon as to why they would be doing this is simply they want to see what's out there. They want to see what opportunities they can bargain and get together before deciding on the last minute and easiest route, which is recall Santos, recall Ugochukwu, recall Chalobah, or whatever loans they have there. On top of that, they have players that they need to loan out or try to get rid of as well, which is also getting in the way. And maybe canceling some of these loans makes move for other loans. So it's a bit of a tangled web and a mess of fucking A. I got to recall you so that I can get you out and so on and so forth. And it's messy and it just makes everything more frustrated and sloppy. And so it's one of those... We can always I know we need points now, but we can always recall the player on the 28th of January or 29th. Let's just keep looking for deals and let's see if we can negotiate something. That's where my head thinks like this is the only way that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That's by the way, if they do that, that's 4 days after we play City.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
A City team, by the way, that just put 6 past the team we lost 2-0 against. A City team, by the way, that have just signed 3 new players, 2 centre backs and a striker. One of the most informed attackers in the world, by the way.
Yeah, listen. Shout out to the Mandem. Hope you do. Hope you have a wonderful day. But listen, you know, but you know, it's interesting, Marshall, because I'm surprised me and you agree on something in regards to transfers for
this guy.
It
happens from time to time, believe it or not. I don't just like to disagree with you on everything.
No, man, I know. I'm just a little bit of fun there, but on
of course,
a little bit of honesty here. It's just that I think there's this aspect that they're trying to do, which is they're trying to be this team where they're trying to like get players from other clubs. Now it almost feels like they're trying to do this player trading, right? Which I think people have spoken about.
Yeah,
they try to do these opportunistic signings. Like this stuff we've been hearing about a lot in January windows. They always try to go for opportunistic signings, and I think part of it is that we're having a problem of the fact that a lot of our squad is starting to become bloated, right? I think there is one aspect of that which is true, right? Our squad is very bloated, but I think a lot of that has to do with them continuously being hungry. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I like to say? Sometimes, bro, they love to do it's like the FIFA thing where, you know, I see another card, I'm like, oh, cheeky, let me get that one. Oh, there's another card out now, cheeky, you know what I mean? I feel like at times we're doing a bit too much of that. Oh, shiny card. We're trying to get all of them, but then there's no realistic plan of how we're going to integrate him into the team. What happens if the manager doesn't like this player? You know what I mean? There's so many other factors we're not taking into account. And you see that, right, with some of the guys you have on the bench. Veiga, 6 months here, he's gone. KDH, basically 6 months here, he's gone. Disasi was only here for... they're saying my volume's too low. Well, it's time to increase it a little bit. But like, the point I'm trying to make essentially is, it's cooked. The situation is cooked, and like I think for me, you heard me say, I think me, you, and RSM and everyone else is having a little bit of debate on this, but I think fundamentally speaking, right, the failure, the blame lies really again on our sporting directors and the way they have planned the squad. And I think this is something that I think listen, rightly or wrongly, we can hate Poch for this, but I think Poch did make this idea of like the manager kind of at some points also choosing his players to a certain extent, right? Or like choosing a certain types, you choose a certain archetype, but you have to give them some level of leeway there. I think that's been also a part of the failing of our squad, Marshall, right? Because if we look at a guy like Felix, did the manager realistically want him? You know what I mean? Realistically, the gaffer didn't want him, did he? Right? The club may have wanted him. But no, Nkunku, that's a weird one at the end of the day. I'm not going to really speak on that one too much because we know the situation is there. But like, again, Renato Veiga, the club was able to pinch him for 12 million. What was going on? You know, again, we look at that, and there's other players, etc., etc. But like, you look at the bench and what's happened in there, and you know, the questions have to be asked at the end of the day, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the annoying part, and I go back to what I said. Like, I wish I can just not understand this, so I don't have to like.
I know what you
be
mean,
kind of
bro.
like a
I know
voice
what
of
you mean,
reason
yeah.
here,
Exactly.
because like I get it. I'm annoyed with the whole situation. I want to get the results going fast, because the more Chelsea lose, the more like this fan base just becomes intolerable, and I think all of us to an extent are just fed up with everything going on, fed up with the directors doing dumb things to feed into that shit that I just don't enjoy seeing. But on the other hand too, I think it's because they're looking at the long-term plan and seeing like, oh, well, part of it is I really think they're very hopeful that Lavia is going to remain fit. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're being told that Lavia is improving. He's not going to be as, right now it's recoveries and all this bullshit. I don't know, man. It's just, with the way injuries are happening right now, it's making the team look like, fuck, we're really scarce for depth.
But it's not really been like that. I think, again, we're gonna add context, but I think RSM made a good point in the sense that they weren't planning to do anything this January window, and I think that's true. They continue. It seems that these guys just love to do the big summer signings, etc., etc. That's what they're trying. That's what they're trying to go for, right? So I think in that aspect there is some truth to it. But again, I just look at that and I'm like, two of the signings you could have got, which I remember Scott and I, all of us were in agreement. Chalobah is one of them, easy peasy. Leslie Ugochukwu or someone else like Santos. Listen, I'm all for Strasbourg staying up. Strasbourg are ninth now, bro. They could probably get Europa League football if they continue to do what they do. They don't necessarily need transfer Santos. Bridge Nation hot take there. You can probably bring him back if you wanted to, but I get if it's like for developmental purposes, you want to keep him. I hear it, okay. But at least Leslie, he's not playing that much, right? He could get.
Well, he is. That's the thing. Ever since his new manager came in.
But he's only started playing now. That's the difference. Like he's only now in January. What happens after January window? Then they start.
But that's the thing, though, right? Like
he'll still play. But this is the issue. Is like if you'd have brought him back on the 1st of January, he'd have started one game since this manager came in. Now you've done it. He started like 4 or 5 games on the bounce. By the way, I just want to go back to something you said, Marshall. Like, what's up? Big up for trying to defend the directors.
I'm not trying to defend them. I'm just trying to understand the situation.
Play devil's advocate. There's no plan. There is no plan. At least I don't see a plan. I don't see a plan.
I don't see it.
And like with what Ahmed said,
at no point did I say it. I'm just trying to rationalize in my head, really.
Oh, that's fair. Like I would try and do the same thing, but I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of doing that when there's no plan.
It's exhausting.
And like with what Ahmed said as well, I agree with him. I think the plan originally was to not do anything in January, but like plans change. Things can happen that like plans can change. Look at what's happening with City. I don't think City planned on going and spending like 160 mil.
No, they definitely
like
didn't
3
plan
players within 2 weeks. I don't think they expected to do that in January. But their season has been bad, so they need to, and things haven't worked. And I'll be real, they still need probably extra players. They probably need another midfielder, but they can maybe push that to the summer. Plans change, and you need to adapt to that. And these guys have consistently shown they are incapable of adapting, because when they need to adapt, when shit hits the fan and they need to like something happens and they need to adapt, they either don't react or it's break glass in case of emergency. Let's go to Brighton or go to friggin' Monaco. That's all it is. And this happens because you put 2 guys in charge. Well, one guy especially. The other guy, Stuart, he's just shit at his job. Like he's more egregious, by the way, because he at least has experience being a sporting director or being in a similar role. He's just shit at his job. You put someone in charge who's never done this job before, and this happens because they don't know how to run a team, because they've never run it before. They don't know how to like play all these things together because they've never done it before. This happens. It's like putting me in charge of like an oil rig. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I've never been on an oil rig in my life. I'm going to be shit at it because I've never done it before. Like it's I have said before, and I maintain, you don't always have to go and buy from the best to like or go and buy the best in class all the time. Sometimes you can find diamonds in the rough from anywhere. But when it comes to this sporting director position, nah, fuck that. We need someone with experience who knows what they're doing, who is best in class. And it does. Jules Nuts doesn't even have to be best in class. I'd take Monchi from Aston Villa. He's not best in class. I know he's done it at 3 different clubs.
I hate to say this, and I get it, but and it is frustrating. But do you think that part of it's also like from a financial standpoint, like let's get someone who hasn't been proven because he's not going to ask for much, he's going to listen more, he's not going to have much of an ego. I hate to use this term, but this whole concept of a yes man, right? That could potentially okay, like Bali says, I want youngsters this category and category, just go and get it and make it happen. And this is like the best they can do.
But the problem is, Marshall, with that take, is that the reality is you can't. I think in sports in general, you don't get far with just all yes men in different positions.
No, I get that, but you think it's like a financial thing to an extent.
But bro, I don't think that even makes sense. Like, there's guys that you can get for 50k a week, 70k a week that have got egos. Like, let's look at Garnacho's a good example of this, by the way, right? Garnacho's what, 19, 20 years old, got a crazy ego, but he's not even earned that much at the club.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not. I think that is a big thing for me, right? I just think for me the issue that we're having right now, is that I think at times we are looking for too many gems when we're not looking for the bang on ready-made meal. And the thing is, we can't even. And the thing is, if you've looked at our recent history, when we tried to get the ready meal, we can't even get the ready meal. Lise technically is a ready-made meal. Osimhen was a ready-made meal, even if I didn't want him at the time, right? I think there's other guys that have tried to go for previously that were kind of like ready-made meals from the previous windows, right? That you've not been able to push over the line. So you have to look at that and say, why is that not working? What are we saying to these ready-made meals that's not pushing it along for us, Marshall? Yeah,
and so just to make sure I understand where you guys are coming from in this, and at this point, I'm just listening to you guys vent in a sense, kind of how like I've just been wanting to vent about this whole situation because it's not fun the way things are going right now for Chelsea in all aspects of it. But I think most of us here are pretty frustrated with the fact that it's taken so long to deal with the issues that we know are outlying in this team. We need a center back. We waited forever to recall Chalobah. Just get it done. With the center mid position, now we're at risk of playing Veiga and Caicedo in the next game because of fitness issues. And we're still not pulling the trigger on Ugochukwu or Santos to recall them. Is anyone also frustrated with the fact that we haven't really pursued a striker, or is that something you guys would be more patient on? And am I pretty accurate?
I'm pissed, but I'm not surprised. Like, bro, it's Joey talks about this a lot, and he says 18 months. I don't know about 18 months, but like certainly 12 months. We've been talking about the same fucking problem and the same fucking position for 12 months. Like,
it's annoying.
It's the same issue.
Like, same spine issue. Goalkeeper we've been speaking about. Centre back we've been speaking about. Unironically, we need an extra midfielder. Or it's like, can we keep Santos or Leslie? Like, that's what we've literally been saying about the midfielder at the very least. Like, it's not been that.
You know what's jokes, Ahmed?
Yeah.
You know what's jokes? Hang on. The only part of our entire team we've managed to successfully build is the midfield, and to do that, we spent 100 million on 2 fucking players.
Yes.
And that's the only part of our whole team which has been successfully put together. Can you please? Stevie Wonder, Stevie fucking Wonder could look at this and know what's going on.
God damn. Oh man,
it's mad, isn't it? You spend 100 million pounds on 2 players, and all of a sudden, when they're starting to work well together, and then you go and spend 50 mil on a guy that, even though he's injury prone, is a pretty solid commodity and proven commodity in this league, coming out of arguably the best academy or one of the best academies in this league. You know, it really makes fucking sense, doesn't it, as to why that position is working, or that area of the team is working. It's amazing what you can do when you go and spend 100 million pound on a proven commodity, isn't it? Really. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, let's actually continue discussing, bringing in players, right? Because there's a few that have been rumored, but they're just rumors, and the plan is to postpone it until the summer, apparently, which is something that I'm sure most of us do not want to hear. But even if this is the guy, it's probably something we would want done this window rather than the summer, but that's not the plan according to recent tweets here. So Guehi is going to be a target in the summer, and let's go over why. So Mark Guehi is Chelsea's primary target at center back, according to Sammy Mockbell. Then we continue on. Breaking sources have said an offer of the region of £40 million for Mark Guehi could be significant enough for the talks to gain traction, according to Liam Toomey. Then we continue on. One source of knowledge, Mark Guehi's situation has said to offer said to be an offer of £40 million, which you just read. We continue on with more info here from The Athletic. Chelsea could, in theory, sign Mark Guehi for a smaller outlay than another club as a result of the sizable sell-on fee inserted into the deal that took him from Chelsea to Palace. In reality, however, they may be required to waive the discount in order to agree a deal, probably because Crystal Palace are going to want the money they want from this deal. Chelsea are interested in signing center back Mark Guehi, but could wait until the summer when the England international will have just 1 year left on his current deal. We have here also sources insist that Chelsea have not made a decision to bid on Mark Guehi, and any move from him this month currently rated as unlikely. And Chelsea's initial move for Mark Guehi stumbled owing to concerns over the overall cost. It was established that Palace would look for a fee of around £60 million. Well-placed sources insist Chelsea will shelve their interest unless the price comes down, according to Sammy Mockbell. So too much money for the player. We don't want to pay that amount of a transfer fee.
What confuses me about this one, Guehi, is
Go
because
ahead.
there's a little bit of a reminder, ironically, of a certain player that we tried to also buy from Crystal Palace, Michael Elise. Now,
Yeah. Oh,
was
fuck. God damn it. Okay, yeah.
right? Remember,
I'm connecting
Elise's
dots
price,
now.
Right, was a similar price range. What was the value for Elise at the time as well? 60 million. Package roughly was for anyone in the Premier League, it was in and around that range. And we were having a stumbling block in terms of just reaching the fee before we even got to the wages, bro.
And then talking up the player.
Almond, into the mic, please, buddy. Into the mic, my friend.
Yeah. Like the point I'm just trying to
Yeah,
make
you're
is that-
really low. Sorry.
Your mic is very quiet.
Yeah, it's really low today. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do it on my end here. Hold on. It's a brand new mic, man. You got to finagle with it.
Yeah,
All
sorry.
right, how about now? This is max volume.
Much
so,
better.
Yeah, much better.
The game's
for it.
back. The game.
Thank you.
Yeah, but like the point I'm just trying to make is that, guys, deep it, yeah. Another player we tried to buy from them. Listen, obviously Elise is a lot more clearer than this guy in terms of like where he's at and what he's doing. But we can't even. Why? Like I said this before to people, yeah. When we get to the 40 million range at Chelsea, we can get deals done. But the moment we start getting to 60 million pound players, nah, sorry man, we can't afford that, big man. It's either we go really big or we go home, bro.
But Almond, we
the
got
only
Neto. We got Neto.
Oh, we can do 60 million. It's
Just-
not
No,
Mudryk.
No.
That's
But
fine.
look how long. But no, remember, that one. The context to add to that one was that the agent was like helping us out on that one quite heavily, eh? Yeah, because I forget who. I forget he's got a super agent.
George Mendes.
George
Mendes.
George Mendes did a big
George
was helping us. George Mendes was doing a massive favor for us and helping us out, yeah. And it took us again 2 months to negotiate for Neto, by the way. Think about that. It took us 2 months to negotiate for one player, bro. That long, right? Usually, it should take you not that long to negotiate, particularly for that price range, which was what I asking. So again, let's look at it here. When we get to that price range, it just become, I don't know why it is for 60 million or 70 million within that range period. We just take so long, or we just can't get that deal done. Like we don't want to just go for that range of players for some reason. I don't know what's going on there, bro.
This is the part where, like, I kind of
We
wish,
bought
and I
Lobby for
understand.
15 million. We bought Lobby.
Yeah.
Bro, but
Manchester
again,
City.
remember. The reason why we did that Lavia thing, was because we were trying to be dickheads at that point, bro. Remember, they didn't care.
No,
they were just
we
willing.
were
No.
always interested in the player.
No. But we were interested, but remember, our main priority was Caicedo, and then we were like, "Fuck you, Liverpool," and then literally were like, We'll get him too. Like they just slapped the money there. They didn't even they just agreed to the negotiation for Labia, bro, happened literally in 2 days, bro. We didn't even take us that long to negotiate even Labia.
But the thing is, this is why it's so difficult to know what exactly is going on, because obviously they're not going to tell us everything. They're not going to tell us their whole plan. I genuinely think that whole Lavia situation, it was already a done deal. Caicedo was kind of the one that we were kind of waiting on. And then we were ready to pull and finally agree. Like there was an offer given to us. We were ready to agree it. We just needed to wait for other circumstances, right? But I think all the work was done in the background, in the shadows, some may say, right? And that's where I'm at with this whole scenario too. It's like, I don't know what's happening. There could be something happening in the shadows that none of us are aware of, that is the center back solution. Other than, because they keep saying like they wanted Chalobah, but they also want to still look for another center back because of the whole injury situation, right? And I don't know, man. This is just more hopium. I'm just trying not to feed hopium.
I feel like we see that every window now, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, listen, I just don't know, man. That's the thing. I don't know. None of us know. It's infuriating.
But there isn't a plan.
There's no plan. It's frustrating because it's so hard to Go ahead.
We keep saying that. Scott knows this.
Yeah.
Everyone here says it. What's the plan, big man? We keep saying it, bro. Every transfer window, I come back to say, what's the plan? Oh, I think it's this, and this. And then it's like, what's the plan again? It could be like, I feel like, we've said that now for the last 4 years, bro.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's not, that question's not gone away. We thought we figured it out in the summer, and then nope, more questions.
No.
What were you gonna
say?
If
we do go and get Guehi, by the way, in the summer instead of now, I'm gonna be fucking fuming. Like, I'm gonna be fucking fuming if we get him in the summer instead of now. What's the point in waiting?
It's the price. That's what they're saying. It's too much.
But there's not
a year left on his
contract.
contract.
Price going to go down though.
But is it going to go down to
not by much?
10 million, bro. Like, are we really gonna sacrifice 10 British million pounds sterling to not bring in Guehi, bro? That we may need.
Hey, like Scott said before, we're haggling over 1.6 mil for Casadei right now. So yeah, we're going there.
But at the same time, though, like I know that, but the Casadei thing's a different scenario. I get that, but like when it comes to the Guehi thing, come on, guys. Like, let's be real. Like, let me actually pull up this thing. I just deleted it. I wanted to see what the actual number or the figure was that Semi Makbel just said.
Reports were saying 60 million for him, and we want to make it 50 million because then we would only pay 40 because we have the 20% buy.
But then there's that other outlet that said that Crystal Palace want their full amount of money despite that stupid sell-on clause.
Yeah, so they'll still get the full money. It's just we get 20% back. It's still what I honestly think, guys. We're getting reports. It's that Crystal Palace don't want to sell Guehi this January, especially when they just lost Chalobah to us. They're not going to literally lose their entire back line, their entire back line to us.
But
that's fair. No, but what I would have,
they'd rather do it in the summer.
CP, I completely understand. I would have just not brought Chalobah back and just bought Guehi. There you go, problem solved. Because we know what's going to happen with the Chalobah thing anyway.
Buddy, we can't do this because I know I've been on your side. But before the window started, you were saying I'd rather not even pay the money for Guehi and just get Chalobah and then get someone in the summer. I remember having it in Marshall's stream. And now we're doing revisionism like 2 weeks later now.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it more, and it's like, do you know what it comes down to? All of my thoughts when it comes down to this is like what I trust these sporting directors to do. Because ultimately, of all the guys we looked at in terms of centre back, Guehi's the best. Ultimately, he should not be who we're going for. We should be looking higher. They're not going to look for higher. Like, they're not going to look for better. So it's like we're going to get to the summer. We're going to sell Chalobah or try to again, and then we're just going to go and get Guehi again.
Oh, okay, so Scott, can I ask you? You're saying we should go for higher. I very much agree, but we talked about this last stream. There's 5 defenders that are world class. 4 of them to 5 of them are not going to move to Chelsea. Gabriel's not going to move to Chelsea. Saliba's not going to move to Chelsea. Rudiger's not going to move to Chelsea. He's in Real Madrid. They're first. They could still win the Champions League, win a treble. Araujo's injury prone as fuck. He might move to Chelsea, but then we got another injury prone fucking center back. Bastoni's never moving out of Italy, it looks like. So I'm sorry. Either then we bitch and complain about center backs that are young with high potential. That's the thing. There's no, like Ahmed said, there's no middle ground. Either you go for the Guehi, which is the highest level anyone can get right now, or you invest in a young center back who hopefully develops to be one of the best. But then we bitch and complain when we do that. That's the problem. Like if we
Jonathan Tar's available on a free.
Yes, but he's not. Trust me, I was on the Tar train. Scott knows this, but I was watching him very carefully this past month, especially in the back three as a right center back. Fuck off. He can fuck off.
Edmund Tapsoba's literally there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, but that's what yes, but once again, he's another center back who's 22 years old, and we're talking about how we don't want young center backs. We want someone.
Yes, he's also a guy who's played at the top level for at least 3-4 years and has won a league title. So there's
the experience.
There's a difference between going for that and going from a 19-year-old who's made 11 starts all season this season in the Premier League, the first time ever doing that.
But here's the thing, though. Like, and I get where both of you are coming from. I think to kind of defend Scott's perspective on it, I think his frustrations with the sporting directors and how they've gone about the center back position is more so the fact that the recruitment hasn't been top notch. For our attack and our scouting, like eyeing out the talent, so far it seems like the recruiting's pretty much hit the nail on the head. We have good talents, good young talents coming up. But when it comes to our recruitment of the youngsters in the center back position, that's why you look at what Nottingham Forest has done with Milinkovic. Why weren't we scouting a Milinkovic, right? We can also bring up the Murillo, because I like Murillo. There's also...
Is it Milinkovic over 25?
He was Murillo. We scouted the Nottingham Forest.
Murillo was... Not Murillo, but Milinkovic was also on a free, wasn't he? And he was also cheap as hell.
But he's, again, how old is he?
I don't know
28.
how old he is.
Also the way, yes, but
okay,
also
wait. One more example. One more example is, for example, with who the one from Bournemouth. We just played him.
Zavanier or Zavanier?
No. Well, either or. Hell. I forgot his name. Starts with Hoyson. Thank you. Hoyson was another one that Bournemouth were able to recruit, and he's having a fantastic season. So I think that's where Scott's coming from. And the other thing too, I want to throw this in there too. Do you guys actually think that valuation for Guehi is worth spending in January?
Yes.
1.5 years left on his contract.
Yes.
Unironically, yes, because it's only going to change by 10 million again, Marshall. I think, listen, you've had my take before, Marshall, right? I've said, there's going to be certain positions where younger talent is going to be a necessary evil, right? Centre back can kind of be one of those ones. I think Guehi, again, he's good enough. He's going to still improve. He's still a young guy, right? A young guy. He's only 24 or 24 years old, right? But again, there's going to be this definitely like necessary evils in certain positions where we're just going to have to go. We're going to require some gems in there. But there's got to be certain positions where we need that experience. This is not age. Experience is the keyword I'm looking for. Guys that are producing at a consistent rate. That's what we need to be looking at, Marshall. And I think that's where, again, I look at our Scott Palin and I'm like, that's where, we have to go there. That's where we're going wrong. That's a big part of where it's going wrong, if you don't mind me saying.
Well, I mean, adding on to what we're just talking about, right, with the scouting of center backs, I might as well bring this up because trigger warning for Scott. It has to do with our center backs. So let's go ahead and get into it. Disasi and Tosin. So a bit of an update on this scenario, as well as what we just read earlier with the manager's comments, but we'll see. Enzo Maresca.
Can I say the quick smile, Marshall? Yeah. Chelsea Dodgers doing nasty work, by the way, by showing Disasi getting the captaincy. What's it called?
Yeah, but it's a confidence.
Shout out to him. No.
Maybe he's taking it off. Maybe he's taking it off, man.
No. I don't think Sifi's getting. I don't know if it's conference league, but trying to
I know.
That's it.
But let's read into this a little bit. So, in terms of Tosin and Disasi, I spelled his name wrong. Anyways, Enzo Maresca has not been entirely convinced by Tosin Adarabioyo or Axel Disasi. Axel Disasi has had a meeting with Maresca today. That was prior to the Bournemouth game, I believe, today, and could be out of the squad as he's ready to leave during the January transfer window, according to Fabrizio. Fabrizio's also saying, understand Axel Disasi expected to be left out of Chelsea squad as he can leave in January. There are already important clubs in talks to explore a January move. Chelsea are open to this situation following discussions with the player. Simon Johnson was saying here that there is interest in Axel Disasi from Premier League and clubs in Europe, but it is too early to say if it will be permanent, sale, or loan move. While there is interest in buying Disasi, a loan could be considered to get him playing regularly and maximize his sale value in the summer. Disasi wants more playing time. That's coming out a few days ago on the 14th. Disasi expected to leave Chelsea this month. He has plenty of admirers abroad. Juve apparently is one of those clubs that have interest in him. Chelsea have opened up the possibility of a loan and obligation linked to a number of times he plays, which I find to be a bizarre one. We'll definitely discuss that, according to the Marzio. In addition, Silva and Araujo Juventus are seeking Disasi as well amongst those options. Juve are one of the sides showing a concrete interest in Axel Disasi, according to Ben Jacobs only 3 days ago. And then also here we have that Justin, apparently Villarreal have jumped into the conversation, according to L'Equipe.
But cannot say Villarreal correctly.
Villarreal. Okay, fine. You want me to say Villarreal? Okay, there you go. No active context between Juventus and Chelsea for Axel Disasi. Juve have different targets, according to Fabrizio Romano. Let me fit. I'm almost done. And also, in accordance to Tosin, male exclusive. Mike Keegan saying here that Brighton are keen on trying to tempt Tosin on a permanent deal. Permanent deal. All right. Let's if this is real, I think this is ridiculous. They didn't learn from the Broja loan, apparently. Yeah. I don't know. Are we that desperate to get rid of him that we're willing to do this?
What do you mean if it's an obligation? That's how we got rid of our left back.
Ziyech, remember, that's how we got rid of Ziyech.
Obligation linked to the number of times he plays.
Yes. Remember, Ziyech got removed by
that's
that
what we did with Broja too.
Yeah, so
it's not an obligation.
Ziyech was a weird one where it was like it was a loan. It wasn't an obligation. It was an option. It was basically a free transfer. He basically got let out of his contract a year early.
We did that with Lewis Hall. Sorry, we did that with Hall.
And then Hall ended up working out. Actually, never mind. In terms of that sale did happen.
Newcastle, and then it came in the summer.
Marshall, what you're thinking of with the Broja one, you're thinking of
Everton.
You're thinking of with the Broja one. His loan fee was linked to his appearances.
Yeah, he had to play a certain amount of matches, otherwise Fulham got a fee, or like not. It was like I was gonna say fine. It wasn't a fine, but they basically had to pay a fee.
They had to pay us a fee, yeah.
And they just paid a fee because they had a better player playing up front than him.
Yeah, I mean. So you guys are in favor of this?
Yeah, I'm fine. If it's
just fine with you guys.
Squad players, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
well, it don't matter because we saw the quote earlier that he's not planning to leave. We're not planning to get rid of him.
Yeah, but then Maresca says the same quote. Maresca was saying, "Oh, like anything can happen in the window. January is open." So he's done this weird, like open door, like playing both sides bullshit.
Has been open.
We're 2/3 of the way through.
20 days now.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Ahmed?
I believe in the brick.
Fuck you.
Why am I getting? Was it? I believe in my
Ahmed, did you hear the venom that the way Scott said that? You hear that venom?
That was way too much venom, bro. You know what I mean? I love you, Scott, bro. What's going
I
on,
literally
bro?
had to say trigger before the segment.
He meant that.
What do you mean, bro?
Doesn't
man?
like this
what?
segment.
Can we not? I'm just showing love to my. I'm just showing love to my guy. You know what I mean? Big up to bro.
Yeah, fuck your love. That's how what I think about your love.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah, I mean, listen, I hope it works out in terms of like we actually can get this done, but here's the thing, I don't see it happening because I think we're desperate for anyone to be able to play the center back right now, and we're really really getting the bottom of the barrel.
I'll be there no matter what, man. Disasi tomorrow. I'll be there no matter what.
I think Cole was actually available. Think about it. He got asked that question. He got asked that question was it yesterday? Yesterday. And there's still today, tomorrow. Oh, actually, no, today, yesterday. He got asked that on Friday, actually. So he asked it 2 days ago. And then they're gonna play today. I mean, they're not gonna play today. They're playing tomorrow. Like they've had time to recover. I don't know.
I dare him to start
Disasi link up.
No, I dare him. No, I dare him to start Tosin and Disasi tomorrow.
Chalobah Tosin link up. Oi. Konya might be eating. He might be having breakfast, lunch, and dinner on that one still.
I don't think
didn't we can see the hat trick between the last time we played him.
But apparently his back is available. If that's the one on the shit.
Oh,
I'm not mistaken.
Hey, if not him, we'll consider Strand Larson.
Strand Larson, man. My guy, Strand Larson, man. He's gonna be eating tomorrow, bro. Oh my god. I just realized he's gonna be eating tomorrow. Yo,
God, remember when we beat these guys
2-6? Yo, if Chalobah plays tomorrow, Strand Larson might be dunking on him, bro. Oh my god, I just think.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my god.
We'll see.
Yo.
We'll see.
Nah, this is not good news, bro.
I just don't know. I think, like I said earlier when I posed the question, I think there's an overreaction coming from the fan base. He told them that he wasn't sure if they'd be available Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. If it's like a whole fitness issue, I'm sure they're fit. I don't know. I think he's playing mind games to an extent too.
Just believe in. Listen, just believe in the brick, man. Believe in the brick. The brick will come good eventually, bro. Listen. We need to Manchester City away anyway, bro.
Wait. Marshall, can you give me a second? Can you give me a second? I want to say something because now let me help out Scott. Fuck you, Ahmed. Fuck you. Fuck you for this fucking agenda with the brick.
There you go. You guys are together now. Yeah.
I love this game. I love this game.
Let's continue on. There's more news. This just came out today, actually, funny enough. So we actually have... Where is it? I just had it. God dang it. All right, 1 second. I forgot to do this. Because we were just speaking about Juve. This actually came out today, and I probably spelled it wrong again, but it's okay. Right here. Apparently, Juve are also initiating contacts and conversations about Renato Veiga. So let's go ahead and get into this right here. Marseille, this is another link that was there from L'Equipe. Marseille apparently have started concrete discussions with Chelsea for Renato Veiga. Chelsea would prefer a permanent transfer or a loan with an obligation to buy. And then we have here the exclusive for Fabrizio that apparently Juventus have entered the race to sign Renato Veiga. Talks have started with Chelsea. Borussia Dortmund also remain in talks with Chelsea after initial proposal sent last week. Lloyd Kelly and Renato Veiga are both in Juventus's list as they want 2 CBs. What do we think about this one? Interesting little development here. Now there's a little bit of a race to sign him.
Listen, man, we really made this guy into a bad B, man. Look at all these clubs now twerking for him. You know what I mean? We've got him on that. You know what I mean? We've got him. Listen, man. Listen, we scouted him. You know what I mean? Listen, man. Think about it, bro. Think about it. Listen, bro. Listen. Our scouting got him from Basel.
What is wrong with this guy, man?
We've got him looking all good. You know, he's got a good few performances on us. You know what I mean? He's now got a nice little trim now and everything like that. And now everyone is starting to clamour after him. You know what I mean? He made this guy into a bad B. No, but that's what it literally is, bro.
You're a weird guy.
Bro, we changed this man's life. Exactly, bro. We changed his life. Why are we acting like this, bro? Yes, we literally changed his life, bro. Like, that's it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I swear to God, bro.
The fact that you just called, it's crazy. You sat here on this panel, on this live stream, and you sat here and called Renato Veiga a bad bitch. Like, what are we doing?
I don't associate with this guy.
You just.
we are not the same.
We are not.
He had a glow up. You could say that. He had a bit of a glow up here at Chelsea, and now people want him. That's great. We put him on the map, in a sense.
So yeah,
But
so we made him into we made him into what he is now.
there's so many ways you could have said that. You called another
I'm sorry,
man
but listen,
a
this is
bad
the Armored way.
bitch.
This is the Armored way, man. This is the Armored way. Believe that. Believe that. That's the Armored way.
All right. Well, shit. Yeah, this whole scenario. Do you guys think this is actually gonna happen? Any of this stuff? Do you think
Bro, the way
this is a
this-
January window that?
Yeah,
He's
Juve
good.
needed a
He's
center back.
good.
Juve needed a
He's
center
gone,
back.
bro. He's gone, bro. He's gone for sure.
I'm just waiting for the
he's
next
gone.
move, the loan with the option to buy or whatever it's going to be in it with these Italian clubs. You know what I mean? So
Oh
just
yeah.
waiting for it.
Oh, just,
I'm just gonna say, man, I'm waiting tomorrow, yeah. Because if we draw or lose tomorrow,
Yeah.
they're breaking the transfer needs to breaking literally like 1 hour later. So
Something's breaking.
Like you're telling me the bad B is gonna go. Is that what you're telling me? Or we're gonna get a bad B? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, man. Like what?
I mean, listen, you're saying bad beat now, not me. So.
No, but you started. You don't say. I'm just following the example.
Just keeping it consistent, continuity and all that.
Listen, at the end of the day, man, Bridge Nation is not happy today, man. He's not happy, man. Veiga, bro. I actually really liked Veiga, man. The way my uncle was hyping him up, bro. And the reality is, again, this is another player I would have to say we'll come back to. We kind of have failed in the sense of not giving him enough minutes. The manager then not believing in him and giving him the necessary minutes to develop as well. So you just have to look at that and just be like, we kind of failed a brother. Like, if we're being honest.
Any of you guys agree with that?
I've said this before. I understand why he would want to leave. Not on top of the thing with the centre back, with this wanting to play centre back, which we only just learned recently. But he hasn't been afforded fair opportunities in the Premier League off the bench, or even when the occasions have been where Cucurella hasn't played. So it's totally understandable. If I was him and I saw right backs getting played in my position over me, which I'm meant to be the backup, then I would be annoyed too.
See, like, part of me is, I agree. The other part of me too, well, I mostly agree, because there's no reason why Malagusa should be playing in that left back position where we have someone who can play it. And it's that whole discussion we had on Maresca and trusting players and the frustration there with not trusting some players. But to a certain extent too, like, it's not like Veiga came into this team being promised to be like, I'm going to guarantee you X amount of minutes. You're going to play consistently as a backup, all so on and so forth. I think to an extent, he must have known that he was going to get very limited playing time because Cucurella's ahead of him. And Cucurella, is he really known for being out for long periods of time with injury? No, he's pretty durable.
Marshall, you're
he is
missing the
fourth
problem.
choice left back in the squad.
Yes, but Marshall, but even then, you're missing the problem. Cucurella does not need to play consistently 490 minutes, bro. When we're winning a lot of these games, particularly the first half of the season, when we're winning games quite comfortably, right? Cucurella, man, we've got 5 subs.
I think it's this, to be honest, too, by the way.
You know what I mean? Cucurella, bro, let's take a seat, man. Here's 5-10 minutes for you, Renato Veiga. Enjoy.
Also, yeah, I completely agree with this comment. It is because of this. That's why he wants to move. Is because ultimately, it's like what I said in the last stream. Like, he ultimately, in terms of his development going forward, the best place for him to play is centre back. That's what fits him the best. He's not going to play centre back consistently here, but it's not even like he's playing consistently at left back. We bought him to be backup left back, and he's the 4th choice left back. Make that make sense, please.
It's also, so even if we gave him minutes, right? I don't think this satisfied this theory right here. I think he would still be wanting to look for the move to be played in a different position.
Well, no, but I think what the point would be to that is that if we gave him the minutes of left back, like, basically this just makes it easier for him to want to leave. Like, he may still want to leave if he got the minutes at left back, but this whole thing of being 4th choice, that makes it even easier for him to want to leave.
No, I get that. I get that. Like, you're adding to the frustration of the player, because not even am I not getting to play in the position I want to play, I'm also not even getting to play in general.
Exactly.
I still think the situation happens regardless. I think it's made worse by that. right? That factor, because I think only once this season he's played at center back, right? Does anyone remember?
Played it centre back against Morecambe, I think, for the first half.
I think there was just one game before that, even. Maybe like against like
he started 2 games in midfield.
Conference League. I think it was a Conference League game, Marshall.
Must have been a Conference League. He hasn't been played in the league.
It must have been a Conference League game.
But
He doesn't play. Yeah.
What are you
Question
saying?
for
What
you
are you
guys:
saying, Marsh?
do you think it's a tactical thing? Is what I mean is, beginning of the season, we thought he would be a backup as like a left-sided center back and a back three, because we were thinking even if Reece James isn't healthy enough, Gusto would be good in that, that inverted position 10, whatever bullshit, right? But it looks like, James is very injury prone and Gusto's been doing shit. So that's why now we're switching everything to the left side, right? Where Cucurella is doing that same thing, especially with the new links today with Nuno Tavares, who's having a pretty great season at Lazio, right? He has like 8 assists, I think, in 18 games. So he's doing a good job there. He's very forward thinking in Lazio, sounding very much like a backup to Cucurella in that sense. I think it's just been a switch of sides, just based on form from Gusto and the injury proneness of Reece James, where things have switched.
Veiga can invert though. He literally can play midfield.
Yes, but as a DM, but they were thinking he would probably that would be like a play him as a DM in case breaking glass kind of thing, right? Because they're like, we have.
That's fair, but I think we're seeing with like. No, I agree, but I think we're seeing though with like Enzo, for example, like he's better playing further forward. I think we're seeing it. It's weird. Like he has weird moments. I think at the moment he's been better playing further forward when he's got less defensive responsibilities, and so that's where like you can have Veiga and he inverts into midfield and it makes sense, because that's what Cucurella was doing at the start of the season and it was making sense.
Exactly, man. Cucurella.
Like the issue with Gusto has always been him inverting full stop, whether he was inverting as a 10, the 6, the 8, the 9, the 12, wherever he was going, he was just terrible inverting, and that hasn't changed. Like
the reality is,
and even James, when he came on the other day, sorry, I meant quickly that when James came on the other day against whoever the fuck it was, I can't remember off the top of my head. Bournemouth. He inverted into midfield.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. I ain't gonna lie.
He was very good as well.
Yeah,
he was good, but that's the thing is like we're still inverting him into midfield. The chances have been there to play Veiga. Like, why you're playing what's his face, James and Gusto at left back instead of him in games is insane to me. Like, that's criminal.
I think so I think the other okay, hold on. Let me backtrack real quick. I just looked up how many games Renato Veiga's played as center back for us, and it was Panathinaikos, according to Transfer Market, by the way. Panathinaikos and Shamrock Rovers. That's it. So twice this season.
And Shamrock Rovers was a dead rubber, wasn't it? So does that even count?
Yeah. Full 90 for both games. But yeah, that's where he played. Everything else was either from the left or DM or left mid, pretty much. One game was probably like left mid. So yeah, 13 appearances at left back, according to this, and 2 appearances at DM. So he's considered a left back, as far as what I can tell from Enzo Maresca and how he plays him. It's one of those that you're just not going to get the chances to play a center back. The manager doesn't see you as a center back. He sees you as a left back that can invert, and that's the profile that we got. And I get it. You want to go on now. You have Portugal, pretty much. Roberto Martinez telling you, listen, I can guarantee that you're going to be a part of my plans, but I need you to play more at center back. He's going to want the move. I think it's just, it was inevitable that he's going to want a loan to play in that position. Whether we give it to him or not, I don't know. And it's confusing because I also don't know if he's actually going to go, because he was on the bench last game. And there was this notion that players that are going to be transferred are going to be left out of the squad.
Can't afford to.
You can't afford failed to do it. Nkunku was literally on the bench for us, bro. Veiga literally was on the bench for us, bro, in the last game against Bournemouth. And look how much he's getting shipped out from, man. You know what I mean? Disasi, I think, was the only one that wasn't literally on the bench.
He wasn't. Casadei wasn't. He wasn't. KDH.
Yeah. But listen, it wouldn't surprise me if Disasi's on the bench again on Monday.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't on the bench last game. He could come back this one. Here, another one we also got to mention that wasn't on the bench is Casadei, and this is still happening. This hasn't made any progress whatsoever, as far as I'm aware, and it's kind of just fine details that apparently he's going. It's a little bit, but here, let's go over here. Torino are preparing a new bid for Cesar Casadei. It will include an important sell-on clause as part of the deal, according to Fabrizio Romano 3 days ago. We continue on here. Lazio have also presented a proposal of 13 million euros to Chelsea for Cesar Casadei, who has opened up who has opened up and would prefer Lazio to other situations, according to Alfredo Pidula. This same source, I believe, also... Oh, no, it's Fabrizio here. Lazio are also set to improve their bid for Cesar Casadei, while Torino's new proposal was still not enough to convince Chelsea, who want a heavy sell-on clause also included. It will be a permanent transfer and not a loan, and this was yesterday. I think there was actually an updated tweet on what the details were on this scenario, but Torino and Lazio pretty much added for Casadei, another player that not really sure what the plan is, but more players that aren't going to be available that apparently
failed. Another lad we failed.
Yep.
Yeah. We should have left him at Leicester. I don't know why we ever recalled him back last season when he was starting to get minutes, but Pochettino didn't even use him. That's the part that doesn't make sense.
That's why we brought him back, because that fat fuck decided we needed height in the midfield.
Goddamn. So yeah, it's. I wouldn't mind having a sell-on clause there or some type of callback clause, because I think there's a talented player here.
Why? For what reason?
Oh yeah, that's true. We don't really have space. There's no reason. Yeah, we have
Why are we gonna
Palmer,
fucking trigger it?
Nkunku, who we still have in the books. Carney, who we're selling off. What other cams do we have? Jao Felix. Yeah, I don't know, man. In terms of Casadei,
you know what's crazy, bro? Why did we buy so many 8s? Because like Chukwuemeka, number 7. You know what I mean? Casadei, number 7. Santos, obviously, it was a number 8, but he's obviously someone that we have high hopes for, right? Like, even Enzo Fernandez, technically he's a 6, but the way we play him, he's essentially an 8. Like, you know what I mean? We got a lot of 8s, bro, that we just decided to buy, yeah? Which is interesting analysis.
I mean, Enzo's a starter, so that makes sense, but the others, I hear it.
I don't know. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say on this whole Casadei situation other than like it's the same bullshit.
We failed him.
Like,
Let's say it, bro.
We failed him.
He failed him.
No, I'm disappointed because like I did want this player to fucking work out at Chelsea, but
I hope
I
his
mean,
future
it
is
is
back
what it
on
is.
track. That's all I will say to him, man. I hope his future is back on track.
I'm just gonna remind people that we bought this guy within the region of 15 to 20 million pounds, and we're going to sell him for about 10. Well, if we're going by the offer that, what was it, Torino, that they sent 13 million euros, so that's about 10 million pounds.
Terrible,
we're not even.
It's pretty shitty business.
We're not even going to sell him for more than we bought him for, and it will go down as a book profit, but I don't care.
No, it won't.
Fuck the books.
If we sell him for 10 mil, that's a loss on the books.
I need to do maths actually, to be honest, but
basically
even worse.
Yeah, I think on the books he is worth about 12 point something million.
Oh, great! Even worse.
Because I think if we were going to sell him, I think when it was talking about we were going to sell him for like 15 mil, it was a book profit of like 2.6, I think.
Okay. Great flip,
so yeah,
guys.
If we sell him for 10, that's a loss on the books as well.
If I hear anything of that nonsense. Profit Nation, fuck Profit Nation, bro. See, I'm getting angry again because I'm hearing about profits again. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. I'm tired, bro. So to God, every time, bro. We're gonna flip him. You know what I mean? Go on, Marshall, hit the gas button. I know you're waiting to hit the gas button.
You know what? What'd you say?
I know you want to hit the cash button.
Oh.
I know you want to hit it, but just hit it, man. Fucking profits, man.
I hit
Fucking
it.
Profits.
Did it not work?
Fucking profits, bro.
No, it didn't work.
Man, man.
Oh, okay, I was gonna
Fucking profits,
say.
bro. Fucking profits. Day of the week, man. So can you stop, bro?
Just making profit, bro. We're out here making profit. That's what it's all about this January transfer window. And saving money on bargain deals like getting relinked to Benjamin Sesko. Let's look into this a little bit. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea are constantly watching Benjamin Sesko's performances, and they're doing the same with Liam Delap, who is very high on Chelsea's list and appreciated by Enzo Maresca. I don't think he's appreciated by Enzo Maresca. Or maybe Delap, that's what he's talking about. Chelsea are constantly watching Benjamin Sesko's performances, and they're doing the same with Delap, who is high on Chelsea's list and appreciated by Maresca. Pretty much same thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm interested in Sesko anymore. I'll be so real.
Marshall, without looking, do you know how many goals he has in the league? Don't tell him, Oliver, because I saw your tweet about this and I went out.
I will not.
Marshall,
Yeah.
without looking, you know how many goals in the league Sesko has this season? Without looking.
Probably 6.
Oh, fair enough. 8.
Did I get it? Oh, 8. Okay, that's underwhelming.
Undershot.
By the way, and 5 of those are in his last 5 games.
Wow. So he went most of the season without scoring goals.
He
or
scored
being on and off.
3 and 11. I can't remember the exact number. I looked the other day. He scored either 3 and 11 or 3 and 12.
So he's just another Jackson, basically.
Worse
Like,
Jackson, because Jackson at least has 10 goals
wink,
or 9
wink,
goals.
wink.
Jesus.
Again, wink.
Bro, he's
Yeah.
he's legit another like. He's another Lukaku, bro. He's a dude like. Do you actually know he's not another Lukaku? He's what everyone thinks Duran is in terms of like what everyone thought Duran was to begin with. Whereas like he's a dude
Good ball striking ability.
He's got shot power for days and nothing else.
Yeah.
He's got shot power for days. He's decent in the air. That's it. His touch is meaty. His link up play sucks. Like
So he's basically got. So what you're saying, Scott, is just that he's just got a power shot plus. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
what it is.
much.
There we go.
Did
Plus
any of you guys
plus
see?
minus.
Did any of you guys see Euro Experts tweet on him?
I did, yeah.
It was a thread I did not get to read, yeah.
No, it's not a thread. It's not a thread.
I read the first tweet. Yeah, I read the tweet. I think.
He basically said he's bangers for days, but you know, like he misses the easy chances.
Yeah, and it's again like this is what frustrates me is that you hear people so ready to get rid of Jackson, and the first name that comes out of their mouth is probably like Benjamin Sesko, and at that point I just stop listening.
Racism, no?
I don't watch him.
They don't watch him.
I'm just
It could be. I don't know, Ahmed. I don't know. It
I
could
watched
be.
as soon as I watched him in the.
I'm sure there's a part of that. Yeah.
Part
As
of
soon
it.
as
On a serious
Some
note,
people.
obviously,
anywhere near my club.
the thing with the Bundesliga, right? Yeah, I sometimes feel like these guys have to outscore. They have to go for 30 something for me to start believing they're like top players. I'm afraid. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like with the league they're playing and stuff like that, you have to be getting really, really big numbers for me to start saying this guy's like the real deal. Because
You have to be Lewandowski, pretty much.
Not even like Lewandowski, like you just need to be getting like 25, 30 goals, like guaranteed per season. Like,
I mean, that's what
start
Nkunku
believing.
did, and look what happened.
No. Nkunku never
Or
scored
Timo.
25 goals.
Timo.
No, Nkunku was different. Nkunku had that. The thing with Nkunku that separated him was because he had the goals and assists. Like he had a really good amount of goals and a good amount of assists. Like he looked like a well-rounded. That was the difference. Right? That's why I wasn't.
Yeah.
That's why. And plus, he essentially is a cam. So I'm not looking too much into that with him. But like when it's a striker, I'm looking for a lot more action.
But how much is Sesko going for? How much is it quoted for? Because in the summer, I think it was like around 50 million. I remember.
Doesn't he still have his release clause or something?
No, he signed a new contract.
I know he signed a new contract
He signed
last
a new
year.
contract last year at Leipzig.
Oh, okay. Let me
That's
see
why.
if I thought so. They got rid of the release clause in that contract re-signing. That's what I'm understanding.
No, I
I'm
think he
not
might
sure.
have a new release. He might have an actual release clause, or it might be.
I thought he had a release clause last season.
Because
All right, let me
Kvaratskhelia
see.
had a release clause earlier that was like 120, and then it dropped down to like 70 million euros, right? That's how PSG got him.
While some details need to be finalized, the expectation is that the 24-year-old will open pen a new deal that keeps him at Bayern. Wait,
Well, that's not
he
right.
plays at Bayern. He doesn't play at Bayern. He's a right boy, yeah.
Okay, I've got Fabrizio's tweet up on my device here.
What do you see?
It says here that there's a gentleman's agreement over a possible exit in either 2025 or 2026. So there's
Okay.
basically nothing official.
Well, I've those
Okay.
gentlemen's agreements.
Yeah, right.
And for how much?
Also, the
That's thing. Like,
the contract
depends
is
on how
until
much he costs.
2029.
It depends on how much he costs, right? If he costs like 40
Yeah.
million, then I might be intrigued. Not saying I would buy, I would be intrigued because it's a different
Okay.
profile, better aerially, aka shot power plus and shit. So, but like anything more than that, fuck that shit.
Okay.
And I was on the Sesko hype train in the summer because he had a great second half last season. And
He was
then
decent
he's-
last season.
And then he's kind of having a similar thing again this season. I don't know if he has a Kai Havertz disease. Like, remember when we were talking about March Kai? I don't
Yeah.
know. It's 'cause it's
Purple
happened
patch
two
Kai.
seasons in a. It seems like it's happening 2 seasons in a row where in the first half he's like dog shit, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be playing football. That's like my job, and I'm supposed to be scoring goals. And then he's like, okay, let me start scoring goals now. Because
Yeah.
he had a very similar goal scoring record last season in the first half. And then he started like banging goals every like other game, and it's kind of happening again now. He has 8 goals in the league right now. And he
Like
just
in terms,
recently started scoring.
and I don't disagree too much in terms of like. The thing is, like, even for the price, like Benjamin Sesko's not a striker that impresses me really. Like, he's got good technique, sure, kind of like how Duran does, good ball striking technique, but he doesn't, give me the. Oh, I can see this guy really competing with Jackson. I could just see him getting benched by Jackson sooner or later. Like, I don't think he's much of an improvement on Jackson, if at all. Like, I wasn't impressed with what I saw in the Euros, how uninvolved he can be in the game at times. No, it's just not for me with Sesko. Even for 40, like, sure, it's not a bad price for a striker, but again, the hype on him is so quiet this season so far. Maybe because of what you said, CP, right? He could turn on in the next half of the season and all of a sudden he's scoring goals and everyone's hyping him up again. But I don't know, man. Like, I just don't think he's that product that's gonna like really product. I mean, this player that's really gonna boost our chances of next season challenging for the league or even this window getting into the top 4 spot. But I don't know. I could be the only one on that. I'm sure you guys kind of agree with that as well.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, speaking on striker targets as well, I may go ahead, CP.
So that was me.
Oliver,
Just by the way, before we move on, just one final thing. I'm just looking at his transfer mark this season for his Champions League. What he's done there, because just to compare to some Premier League opposition for like some, it's comparable to maybe what he'd be doing here. No goals against Liverpool, and no goals against Aston Villa.
That's Sesko?
Yes. So
Okay.
in the Champions League, he scored 1 goal against Atletico Madrid and 2 goals against Juventus.
I
That's
didn't get
pretty
that
much
part. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't impress me.
I think he would help, to be honest. You're saying he wouldn't be a challenge. It depends on how we play, right? Because we have a lot of playmaking wingers right now, and if you're telling me Pedro Neto and Reece James and all these people are pinging in, like, pause balls into the box, then dude, he's way more of a threat. Like, he's 6'4", and he's not like a Tammy Abraham at 6'4" who can't fucking head the ball. Like, he's good aerially. Right?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
think he
thing.
does have. Yeah, I can't speak too much on it because I haven't really watched that much of the player.
And
right?
I'm not gonna blame him for his thing at the Euros when he's fucking playing for Slovenia, bro. Like
No, I
what are we
understand that.
like? What like we're not gonna get a lot of like Slovenia is not gonna be getting a lot of service. Like we're not getting like world beaters in cam or like midfield where like oh shit watch out. It's like the Mudryk gen. Like it's not like it's Croatia and it's Mandzukic and behind him is Luka Modric, Kovacic, and Brozovic. With Perisic
I get
as
what
a
you're
winger.
saying.
Like, I'm not.
I do get what you're saying. It's a little bit is me being unfair, right? But I don't know. It's just something like I think I'd just rather prefer a Gyökeres, right? A Gyökeres is something that a signing that I'm like, okay, that's a serious sign. That's a player that has a lot of potential to really improve the team. Maybe an Osimhen is another one that that's one that I could potentially see having a lot of potential, right? And helping the team. I'll even throw out, and I know Ahmed doesn't like him. I'll even throw out Jonathan David in there. Like Jonathan David is one that I think could improve the team.
But Marshall, you forget. We're Leonardo DiCaprio, okay? If it's over 25, we fucking get that.
Oh my god.
No means no, okay? When you're 25, the second the birthday happens, boom. Unless you're on a free, because we're cheap asses, then we'll think about it. But if you're over 25, no means no. You know what I'm saying?
This is rough.
It's like the Cinderella story. You know what I'm saying? The clock strikes 12, and then the glass, like the whole pumpkin patch and all that shit goes away. The horses, the whole fairy tale goes away. You know what I'm saying?
You know what we say? You know what we say when you turn 25? Yuck! How wrinkly. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. Like,
you know what I mean?
It's like when you're 11 years old and you're like, fuck, who's like this person's so old, and you're like, damn, they're like 22. How old are they? Fucking hell, that's a dinosaur. Like that's what we think of 25-year-olds. Like that's what we're thinking. Like we're like a 12-year-old kid looking at a 25-year-old like, what the fuck is this dinosaur doing, dude?
That's it, man.
So like I said, like Jonathan David could fit because it's a free and he's 24. But Gyökeres and Osimhen, man, we're like, I'm sorry, we have the Leonardo DiCaprio disease, man. I can't,
Bro, we are not scouting Gyökeres, We are legit. It's not scouting.
Yeah, we're not. We're straight up not looking at him.
I don't know why people. I keep hearing.
Yeah,
people
he
say,
has cooties. Remember, he's 26. He has cooties, man.
But I'm just saying, even though I don't even want the player, I don't know why people are even saying his name, because the club is not scouting him. The club, I think I've even said at one point in the summer, they're not even interested in him. So, be that as it will.
Yeah.
I don't know why. You know what I mean? I don't know why the man them are surprised. Like, you know what I mean? The game is the game.
Like I'll be honest. Like, I'm so close to reporting Chelsea for like going after minors, but the thing saving them is like, like we got Esteval at 16, but he can only join us at 18, so he's of legal age. But if that man, I swear to God, I would have reported us. I swear.
We did that with Pies as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm it's like the only thing preventing me from reporting Chelsea is that there's international laws from allowing 16-year-old kids to join us internationally. So that's the only thing stopping me right now.
Ah, man. What a window, guys.
No, listen, no to child trafficking, man. People talk about no to child trafficking, man. But listen, let's take it easy on that one.
Yeah. Let's continue on.
Well, is it child trafficking if we buy them at 16 and make them come when they're 18? They're not children anymore. That's the word.
Hey, yo! What do you mean? Hey, red card, man. That's red card. You know what I mean? You can give me a yellow card, but that's red card. Oh my God.
Arrive. Allow them to arrive.
Whoa! Come on, Marshall, bro.
That's what they're arriving from one country to another. There's no misunderstanding there.
No, he said that with no context. Chill out, man.
Just trying to save CP here, man. Okay, let's continue on. Let's talk about Nkunku.
This is insane, bro.
This Nkunku. Well, we said it last week, right? Last show we said it. There was that small link at the end that was saying apparently Bayern came out and said they're not interested, and we're not that they're not interested, but that they never even made talks with Nkunku. They were denying it pretty much, and that time will tell, with no pun intended there, would tell what will happen. Fabrizio here reporting. Contacts continue between Nkunku's side and Bayern, which is very good, and the player is keen on the move. No personal terms agreed, but it won't be an issue. The problem is the money on Chelsea's side. In the last 24 to 48 hours, there has been no contact between Chelsea and Bayern, not advancing, and a lot depends on Tel, who's not opening the door at the moment. Let's see what happens. We continue on. Nkunku to Bayern in January is off, according to Sky Sports Germany, and that reporter right there. As of now, Matheus Tel has made it clear he wants to stay at Bayern. Bayern is still in contact with Chelsea and super agent Pini Zahavi over Nkunku, but currently there are no developments. It could be an option for the summer. No contact in the last 2 days for Nkunku from Bayern. Chelsea wants 70 million euros, and Tel isn't opening doors to leave Bayern as of today. Disappointing?
No, because I'm not shocked. This guy literally has been rejecting people since last season, bro. Like,
Matheus Tel?
Nothing new. Yes, this is not nothing new. That's the whole point, Marshall. That's why I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure NOCP is a big fan of Tel. He's not surprised either. Like, again, this is not anything new. At the end of the day, listen, Tel is a good player. He's a quality player. But the reality of the situation is, you win some, you lose some, onto the next one. And like, this guy was always going to be an opportunistic sign of him. This again comes back to the thing about player trading. You know what I mean? They're trying to get a first round pick out of Nkunku, bro. That's what they're trying to do, bro.
Yeah, it seems that way, at least because of the caliber of player we know Nkunku is, and the caliber of talent that they seem to rate out of Matheus Tel. I mean, Scott, you're another one that's not surprised. Disappointed by the fact that this literally went nowhere.
No, not really. Like, I don't really know what the plan is with Nkunku on that side. Like, I don't know what the fuck the plan is with Nkunku. And with the Tel thing, it's like Ahmed said, like, the only point he's ever been close to leaving Bayern is when Tuchel was manager. And that's because, like, it was a similar situation to what he's at now. Like, almost worse. Like, he was not playing at all, getting no minutes, barely getting minutes off the bench. Like, when he was playing, he was good, then would just not play. And it was a case of, like, because I think that Fabrizio tweeted that there was... Because I can't remember when Tuchel got sacked or he was told he wasn't going to continue for the season.
It was midway through December. It was midway through December.
That makes sense, yeah, because when we got to January, like, I remember there was a tweet from Fabrizio where, like, I think Tel signed a new contract and he basically said if Tuchel had carried on as manager, Tel would have asked to leave. Tel was going to ask to leave. But yeah, so he didn't leave then, and I think all we've heard this season is he doesn't want to leave. So I think that's the thing. I ultimately think he doesn't want to leave, in terms of, like, he'd love to just Bayern for ages. It's just a case of game time, but, like, if he doesn't want to leave there ultimately, I'm not really surprised. Don't know what we do now.
Do you think that's? Does anyone here think that that's something that could potentially change, though? Because I know this season we discussed it. He's not been getting very many minutes, Matheus Tel. Or do you think he's just kind of that Chalobah case of, like, I'm not going to go anywhere. I really want to stay at Bayern. I want to try to make it work and fight. 19,
bro. Like, I feel like he's still got the young kid hopium in him. It's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen this January.
Okay.
Maybe in the summer. But at the end of the day, bro, the reality is, man, that it's cooked, bro.
Oh my god.
Who is that?
Okay. That was CP. I got it.
Alright. Alas, at the end of the day, that's just obviously Tel. I know we may talk about Garnacho Gittens next. Yeah, he's another one we're looking at for some reason. That's for the summer. Let's get ready for Ademi Nation, bro. I don't know why, bro. I've got a feeling in my gut. You know, gut feeling, as they call it, that Ademi on loan is gonna happen, bro. It's not even Barcola. We're not even getting Barcola. I know that everyone here hates Barcola, but Barcola's at least an upgrade on all those guys, bro. But we might be getting Ademi. Damn.
I mean, since you brought it up, and I hate that we have to even discuss this. To be honest,
don't. Are we mentioning Ademi again?
Even worse.
Okay.
Who's worse than
Like
Adeyemi?
Who's worse than Adeyemi?
Garnacho.
Garnacho.
No, I'd rather take Garnacho. No.
Alejandro.
Actually, I'd rather take Garnacho than Adeyemi.
I need to pick your brain on that after this. Hold on. Let me read these tweets because we'll go to CP right after this because I'm curious. All right. So this basically threw the Chelsea fan base into a absolute rampage over the past few days. Understandable. Also very reactionary, but time will tell. I really hope that this what we read today, I hope is literally all it is. Inquiries. So Chelsea have made inquiries about Manchester United's Alejandro Garnacho and Jamie Gittens of Borussia Dortmund as they considered options to bolster the wide attacking areas, according to David Ornstein, a very reliable source. We continue on. Conversations remain at an early stage with Garnacho's and Gittens fitting the profile that West London clubs are pondering to bolster head coach Enzo Maresca's squad. Going forward, Manchester United value Garnacho at £60 million. Chelsea have added him to their list of potential options. Chelsea have been keeping tabs with Jamie Gittens for a prolonged period, and Borussia Dortmund star would be prepared to entertain a move to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea are seriously interested in Jamie Gittens, and Man United and Bayern also have interest, according to Plettigol and Berger. We also have here Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Chelsea are all eyeing Jamie Gittens for a summer transfer. No final decision yet, but interest is strong. If Dortmund doesn't make it to Champions League, Gittens might leave, according to Plettigol. CP, you don't think Garnacho is as bad of a signing as who do we say?
As Adeyemi.
Adeyemi.
Yes. Trust me. And I'm not saying like this is like he's way better. If Adeyemi I want at a 0, Garnacho's like a 2% at most on a fucking good day when he does a bicycle kick that I want him. Okay, because that's how much I don't rate Adeyemi. That's how much I hate Adeyemi. That's okay. Be honest, guys. Garnacho's better than Timo Werner right now in Spurs. Can we agree on that? We can at least agree on that. If he is, then that's what I'm saying. Adeyemi is Afro Werner. So why the fuck do I want Afro Werner?
Mm-hmm.
That's my case. And if these men want £60 million, I can give them £60 million of fucking whatever. I don't know, like a fucking sheet of ice from the Arctic. Because there's no fucking way I'm giving them £60 million in terms of money for that man. That there's a certain name that Will messaged me over 2 days ago. He said, "Oh, we're linked to Afro Werner and something 17." I'm not gonna mention it because I almost got you canceled with the whole child trafficking thing. So So I'm just gonna keep it at that.
Thing is, like you can maybe make that argument, but it's like picking between burning to death and freezing to death. Like you can maybe argue one's better than the other. You're suffering either way. Like
exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'm suffering either way, but it's like 2%.
Two cheeks of the same ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, man.
Between
Adeyemi and Garnacho.
Okay. I was trying to clarify between either Gittens or Garnacho. We're talking there. It's Adeyemi.
Oh, no. Whoa.
This guy's crazy.
Gittens is like Ronaldinho compared to Garnacho and Adeyemi. Gittens is fucking Ronaldinho compared to these two.
For what it's worth, I don't think we will ever sign him. If we were to ever sign Garnacho, I would never back these owners or sporting directors again. They would be completely irredeemable in my eyes.
Wow, what a statement.
I don't disagree entirely.
He is shit.
I'll be honest, Scott. I'm already with that with Adeyemi. Even if we get him on loan, and then the next player these sporting directors sign is fucking Holland, I'm still gonna crash it on them. Even if we get Adeyemi on loan, I don't give a fuck who we get. I don't care if we get Messi 2012 version when he scores 91 goals again. If we have Adeyemi on loan, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
Also, the other thing I wanted to kind of bring up with all these guys we're looking at as well, in terms of the wingers option, like this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's amazing how these things link. it goes back to what we said earlier about planning. Like, what is the plan here? Because I think I know what the plan is, but it doesn't make sense. Because I think it seems to all of us like they're looking for like a goal-scoring winger. But obviously it's not someone who's an actual goal-scoring winger. It's someone who projects as a goal-scoring winger, because that's all this fucking club does is projections. But none of the guys that we're looking at are really goal-scoring wingers. Really.
I would say
Like,
Gittens this season, he has 10 goals, no? I would say Gittens
He has
this season.
7 goals in the league in 18 games. Like,
Yeah, and
and
didn't we
it's like,
say Mark?
it
And
goes
didn't we?
back to a conversation we were having the other day on Lewis's channel. It's like, I need to wait and see how he finishes the season, if he finishes the season, to decide whether he's actually a goal-scoring winger going forward. Because again, this could be a thing of like just how he projects going forward. And also, as we're seeing with Sancho, because again, we had this discussion CP the other day. Sancho was a goal-scoring winger at Dortmund. It's only since he's come to the Premier League he's become more of a creator than a goal scorer. Because that happens. You can start to shift as things go on. So projecting someone forward as a goal-scoring winger doesn't mean they're going to become a goal-scoring winger going forward, because things change.
Yeah.
Garnacho, by the way, his best goal-scoring season at United is 7 goals. That's 2 better than Neto.
Yeah.
Adeyemi, I don't even care to look up, because why the fuck would I care about getting Adeyemi?
It was 8. I think it was 8.
Oh, great. Adeyemi, by the way, it's not even talent. He doesn't fit the system. Like, Adeyemi doesn't fit a possession style, low block facing system. He suits a system that's going to be in transition where there's space in behind.
So I agree with everything.
Like a Mudryk replacement.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm kind of thinking of it, but I still don't want to even entertain Adeyemi. Gittens, maybe this is ignorance on my half. That's the only one I really would entertain, because I've only heard not so bad things about him. I kind of want to focus on Garnacho here. I agree. I don't want the player. I don't think he's good. I think he'll lose the ball a lot. I think he's very wasteful. He doesn't have clinicality in him, really. I think the player is still actually living off of the fucking rainbow kick he got last season, I believe it was, right? So I think to an extent he is overhyped. But when you look at, and again, I just want to emphasize, I do not want Garnacho. I'm just trying to think, why would we even want Garnacho? You're muted, by the way. Why would we even want Garnacho?
Trying to do that, let me pick
the devil's advocate.
You know what I mean? No, don't be the devil advocate. You're trying to become like a psychologist, Marshall, man. Let me think inside the mind, the form with Stanley.
Yeah,
Marshall,
that's
one thing.
a half-hour special on TV. Inside the mind of Paul Winstanley.
Marshall trying to be like a prophet, man.
Can we agree on one thing before you do this whole devil's advocate? If he joins our club, I want his brother gone to fucking Azkaban, because I don't want to see his bullshit tweets on his bullshit Twitter. His little brother can go fuck off to Azkaban and get his soul eaten by fucking Death Eaters, that little dick.
I want none of it. I'll be so honest with you. I want none of it at Chelsea. I want nothing to do with Garnacho. However, if I were to be, I guess, fair or rational, or try to really be, try to really find what the fuck is the reason, he does, when you look at him play at United, one, it's United. I think United has held back a lot of players. He does get into dangerous areas. He does seem to make chances, but he sucks at being clinical. I think he does. I mean, what? I don't even know how you would look it up in terms of.
Don't even think you've mentioned one of his biggest problems. He's a very selfish player.
He's fucking terrible. Fuck selfish.
He's not
He's
good.
Terrible.
I don't think
Bro,
he's
when
good, but
when we played United, when we played United at Old Trafford, like he literally could have. He had so many chances to play the ball through to one of the runners. I don't know which striker was on at that point, but there were so many opportunities. The United fans afterwards were raging so much at this guy.
I think an issue with him, I think an issue with him is for a player with his experience, which is not that much, he's very, very egotistical. Super egotistical.
You know what it is, Marshall, yeah? This guy is a...
I just don't think he's a good attitude to have in the club at all.
The term I'm going to use, yeah, is that this guy's a fucking egoist, but he doesn't have the ego. The problem is, yeah, his ego does not match his current talent level and ability. I just think for me, if you're looking at all the guys that linked to Karim Adeyemi, Garnacho, these are guys that are still very raw, still not really at the level. They don't really suit you. Obviously, Adeyemi, I don't think suits a position-based team. Garnacho, to an extent, I'll probably say doesn't necessarily suit us because of the way he plays. He likes to play on the transition himself. That's why he was working best. If you look at last season of Ten Hag, he was literally working best in the transition, right? So there's that too as well. And so for me personally, man, at the end of the day, bro, he's just not good enough.
I agree. I don't think he's good enough. And what you said pretty much goes in tandem with what the stats are saying, right? Because I'm just looking this up real quick out of curiosity. And it's really, this is Garnacho's stats this season per 90. It's hard to see it. I know. I'm sorry.
What glasses, boys?
The progressive carries. Here we go. Progressive carries 5.86 per 90. And he's not necessarily slow. He's got some pace to him. And this kind of goes in tandem with Adeyemi too, right? Like he's just another pace merchant. It goes back to what I was saying about Mudryk, right? Like these links are literally links to replace Mudryk. Like, because that's the kind of profile Mudryk is. So I don't know.
What I don't get is they didn't learn. So so this could be just, you know, Man United trying to sell their player and they're linking.
It could be.
Them with Chelsea.
I do agree with that. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say anything fully crash it on them. But if we buy him, let's say for 50 to 60, these sporting directors learned nothing from Mikhailo Mudryk, who we paid 60-something million to, who does the same whole pace bullshit with no output.
Yeah.
He's selfish as shit. I don't get it. He's literally Argentinian Mudryk with better cheekbones. What are we doing? He looks like Skeletor. Like I get it, man.
Better cheekbones.
Like I don't need man to like change into a costume for Halloween. I get it. Like we just need to find like a guy who can be He-Man, and there we go. We fucking got the outfit. we got Skeletor and He-Man, and fucking there we go, man. Like goddamn, like what are we doing, man? What the fuck are we doing?
I don't know.
I don't understand it. Like, listen, like I understand if you want to replace like for like Mudryk's profile, you want to replace his ability as well with a like for like ability. Like, not even like for like, because like, Garnacho's a bit better than Mudryk. I can't lie, but can we aim a bit higher than this? Can we aim a bit higher than Adeyemi?
Someone called him Garnacho, you know. Don't kill me, bro.
No, that fucking Skeletor looking prick. He sucks.
Yeah, right.
But the reality is, like, you know, these guys aren't good enough right now. Like, again, you know, we talk about, again, keyword experience. Garnacho ain't that good, bro, respectfully, in terms of the experience and the stuff we've seen from him. Adeyemi's had multiple seasons, bro. You know, we've seen this brother. He ain't good enough. Listen, Garnacho Gittens could be a gem, could be a wonder kid. But I don't need a wonder kid right now in that position, man.
It's really disappointing that we didn't even inquire about Kvaratskhelia.
Yep.
Bro, he's too old for us, man. That's why.
No, he's not.
But
he's
24. He's 24. He just turned.
23.
He's literally turning 24, bro.
But
like
again,
it's not that.
Okay,
but
fair enough. But
like
listen,
here's the thing. I can't even say blame it on us, because even if. Because Man City could have afforded him, because it's very similar price range to Marmoush, who they're going for. So I can't just blame us for not getting him. Arsenal aren't getting him. No other big club besides PSG was linked with them and got him. So I just think it was because there were links for Kvaratskhelia and PSG in the summer, like strong links. So it's just kind of like a Virgil van Dijk thing, where remember when Liverpool were linked with Virgil van Dijk, but then because of tampering, they're like, well, fuck, we can't bid on you this market, but next market we're going to get you. That's what happened with Kvaratskhelia. So I can't even crash on the club with that specific signing. And with regards to left wingers, I'm sorry, there's just not a lot of goal scoring left wingers.
There's not. That's what I was going to say.
Like,
my follow-up was going to be after Kvaratskhelia, who do you guys go for, you know?
It's Rodrigo, but then you got to make sure he wants to leave the club and we're in top 4.
Yeah.
Then you get him. Every other winger that we're thinking of is either young as shit and unproven, or they're not truly goal scorers.
We would have to get another Mudryk, really.
Yeah, and then we're going to say, oh, but he scored in this league. Or he scored in this league, so I'm not going to count it as much. Right? Like, if you look at the Spanish league, who are we going to get? We're not getting Yamal. So besides him, Rafinha, maybe. But he just had one good season, which is this season. Other than that, he was pretty shit in Barcelona. We're not getting Ferran Torres. He's dog shit. The winger options in Atletico Madrid aren't great. Same in the Italian league. The winger options aren't, like, besides Pulisic, no one's balling out in the wings.
Yeah.
Even Kvaratskhelia this season, I only think he has like 5 goals and 4 assists or 3 assists. While Napoli's first in the league. Right? And
so
then
there's a guy I know that's a goal scoring winger, but Bridge Nation won't speak too much on him.
Just say it. If it's Barcola, it's fine. Is it Barcola?
I'm not gonna speak.
Of course it is.
Okay. So no, even if Barcola, he technically right now he's balling out in the French league, but then me and some other people think he's not good enough, or that he's too young, right? And then Bilo Gittens, he has 7 goals in the league, but then we're saying it's the Bundesliga, right? That's the thing. So the winger situation in world football is pretty dog shit right now in terms of quote unquote established. It's not like the 2010s.
I agree.
We're not like flooding with Manes and Bales and everyone around in the sun, like Alexis Sanchez and everything.
It's one of those that
anime references got me uncomfortable. Well, Kaime, go watch some anime, and you fraud. You know what I mean? You're a fraud. How about that, man? Don't make me reseng on you. How about that? There you go.
What? Jesus Christ, this guy.
You don't even know what we're saying.
Nerd. Man. Yes, I know what it is.
That's what I thought.
Naruto nerd.
Also, were you doing a Blue Lock reference with the whole egoist thing?
Don't worry about that. Maybe.
Yeah, you were. You fraud. I freaking knew
it. But I mean, CP's not wrong. I think the left winger market isn't that great right now. I almost rather, if you're not going to go for Gittens and if it's not a decent price, I almost rather you just wait till the summer to see what else becomes available. Or let's see what happens with this whole, Esteval situation. How is he going to, arrive in terms of his form, and how is he going to impact the team? And maybe that causes some switching around. And it's the problem is the goal scoring aspect of it, right? Even Kvaratskhelia, he had goals in him, but his best season, which is the one that put him on the map 2 seasons ago, was the one where he was kind of like setting up Osimhen. Osimhen was the main focus. So in a sense, it's almost like I feel like he's more of a creator than he's capable of scoring goals, but Jadon Sancho is also capable of scoring goals. Even though he just likes to create a lot more.
Kvaratskhelia is more trigger happy. No, Kvaratskhelia is more actually...
I see what you're saying.
If he sees the shot, he's willing to take the shot.
Yeah,
that's why I like
Gordon. But Gordon's, that's another one that's off the table.
It's like,
are we going
to pay the price, right? Yeah. And then they might put a stupid price like 100 million, like Isaac's 150. They probably would, right? So
yeah, it's like realistically, there's like really not that many great options out there. So it's one of those, like, it's very much similar to the striker market. It's what do you do? And I don't disagree with this, by the way. Another one too that is a name that people have been touting in terms of having a goal-scoring left winger, but also I don't know if left wing would suit him well. I fondly don't agree. Is Felix, who has also been inquired about as well. Is he leaving? We don't know. I doubt it. But Maresca doesn't like him, so there is some doubts that he's going to stay as well. I get both sides of it. But let's read here. So the only tweet we have on this, by the way, is from DiMarzio. And DiMarzio reporting here, the exact translation is AC Milan. First contacts with Chelsea for João Felix have started. At the moment, Blues are not open to a loan. I don't want this to happen. Not because I really like the player and I want him to stay, but what are we doing? Like we can't get rid of all these players. We need players to put on the 11. You can't just keep doing this.
I have to say this again. Fuck Maresca. This guy should be starting way more games for us. You know what I mean? But hey, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. If he don't start tomorrow, by the way, if he does not start tomorrow, if Palmer's injured, I'm gonna caveat, if Palmer's injured and he does not start tomorrow, then Maresca's a criminal. He's actually
No. Say what you want to say. No, say what you want to say. Maresca what?
I'm just gonna say lock him up. I'm just saying lock him up, bro.
No. Say the word. Say the word. The 3-letter word.
I'm not gonna say that, bro. I'm just gonna tell him to lock him up. Lock him up, bro. Lock him up. That's it. I already said that once, man. That's my stream opening every day, man. You know what I mean? That's it, man. There we go, man.
Where would you want him to play if Palmer were to be fit, though? With Palmer?
Listen, I don't care, man. Just play him. Play Palmer on the right and play him in the middle. Why not?
This is part of the problem, right? Like I'm not saying what you're saying is a problem. I think part of the problem when it comes to the tactics is so far from when I've seen Felix play with Palmer, Maresca doesn't put him on the left wing. He puts him in the 10, and Cucurella becomes the left wing.
Exactly. So
you're okay with that?
I'm just saying, why can't we just do 2 10s?
We've done it twice, and once was shit.
Bro, it worked.
It was shit once.
But the other time
it worked against
really
Leicester.
Well. No, but I think the context. I think for me the problem was and I'll add I think that there's some necessary context that I want to add here is that in the other game, bro, everyone was shit. It wasn't just because it wasn't really the formation problem. It was that our players were just being garbage, cuckoo for cocoa pops, as they say.
That was the Ipswich game, I believe, where we lost because there was 2 10s.
Yes, bro.
Terrible.
No, but we were all terrible. Everyone was terrible, bro. In that game, I don't think that's fair on to criticize the formation for being the result of the problem. For that, a lot of that was because of who was in the back line, and I think a lot of other stuff kind of played into it, bro. In the Leicester game, we were literally starting a full powerful squad just with Felix as well.
But you said it. Who was in the back line?
We're
in doubt if we're gonna have Colwell.
But I think this is Wolves, bro. Wolves, man, come on, bro. It's Wolves. Like
Mateus Cunha, bro.
Once said it's Wolves. We played its worst team at Wolves and lost.
Yeah. Like Ipswich is actually in relegation.
Remember Ipswich? The one that the team that got dunked on 6-0 today by Man City.
Yeah.
That team.
It's a worse team than Wolves. So I don't know if we're gonna risk playing 2 10s against Wolves. If Felix is available and Palmer isn't, Felix plays. I hope. And if it's Nkunku, then I don't even know what to think about this manager anymore. Like, I'd be so honest. But surely Zhao plays tomorrow. Surely this isn't true. Surely nothing happens with this that we don't actually end up, loaning him out to AC Milan. To be frank, I don't think...
I'm gonna punch the wall if you do that, bro. I'm being serious.
I need to see it happen now.
Gotta record it. Or live stream it. You punching the wall.
I need to see this happen. Do it. AC Milan.
That's how it starts.
I think listen.
That's how the Bridge Nation stream starts.
But I already paid like 2K in like after
no, Ahmed, but you can literally punch the wall.
No. I had to literally wait. Let me finish. I literally had to pay 2K in like literally fixing my property up from leaks and then painting it myself and decorating it. I don't want to destroy my hard work like that, but I'm gonna have to punch something. Something's gonna get punched.
No. Don't they have those places where you can break TVs and stuff? You know that anger.
You might need that, man. I might need.
That's what I'm saying. Go to that.
No, this needs to happen
for
now.
London.
I need the armored crash out.
But no, didn't the report say that we're not looking to loan, so it would be a buy thing? So if it's a buy,
I don't know about that.
They're literally about to buy Kyle Walker in the next 24 hours. Apparently, that's almost done.
That's almost done.
Fuck.
Who?
Yeah, bro. These Italian clubs and their loan to buy options, man. These broke fuckers.
Fucking brokies, man. But then Mandamo told me these clubs are big. These clubs ain't big anymore, bro. They're cooked. You know what I mean? No, bro, we can't keep on calling these guys big clubs here, but then they can't even spend the money. What was it called? Yeah, that big clubs can spend.
I think a lot of it's FFP though. That's the problem.
Milan did spend
They
70
don't have
million
FFP.
on Liao, and then
PSR,
Napoli
sorry.
did spend 70 million on.
Oh, sorry, they don't have PSR. I don't know what they have. They have something different. Like the PSR thing is only an English thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean in terms of like Chelsea not buying players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's why. Like, I don't know, man. It's so confusing.
That tends to happen when you waste 30 million on KDH and you waste 20 million on Casadei and you waste 29
Yeah, now we're
million
trying to sell it so
Kellyman.
we can have that room for improvement again.
Bro,
Like,
we
it's
spent
ridiculous.
60 million, close to 60 million on KDH, Kellyman, and Casadei, and we're complaining about we have to sell to buy.
Yeah, and that's what one of the tweets said. We have to sell to buy. Ah, yeah.
Million on them, man. Add another 20 million onto a backup that barely plays in Jorgensen. Cool, that's 80 million.
Mm-hmm.
Add another 12 million or whatever we paid for Petrovic, who's now out on loan at Strasbourg. Bro, we spent like 100 to 150 million on fucking nobodies, and we're talking about we need to sell to buy. 150 million.
So here's another
That's two
bit of
Garnachos.
news.
Fair enough.
Jesus fucking Christ. Here's a bit of news. Here's a bit of news too that definitely adds to this transfer window. That's gonna, enlighten us here, right? KDH to Everton links. So they don't, but also let me see if we can bring this full circle. I'm sorry I hit the mic right there. These are some tweets that came out recently from Matt Law here. Apparently, Chelsea hopes Armando Broja can be fit again in 8 weeks and would not be able to loan him elsewhere if they allowed Everton to cut short the striker's loan this month. He will return to Chelsea for his treatment and rehabilitation. I have a hunch that this loan might get canceled and that they're going to get KDH. So Everton are preparing to hold talks with Chelsea about potential loan moves for Keenan Dewsbury-Hall and Ben Chilwell, according to Caught Offside. So take it with a pinch of salt. But it could be something I could see happening because I think all our loans, if I'm unaware, I'm pretty sure they're all taken up.
Like international, yeah, but we have unlimited domestic, basically.
You know what it is, boys, yeah. You know what it is, man. Someone just made me realize.
Wait, I'm confused.
Go ahead,
Talk to me.
Why wouldn't we be able to send Broja somewhere else?
Cup tie,
I think
maybe?
it's because injuries.
No, I think it's the injury. Like we have to make sure he's fine again before we.
Oh, okay.
Because we already tried the whole injury thing, but he'll get better soon with Everton, right? And then he got better and then fucked off again in 2 weeks. So,
Let me just say quickly, yeah. We went from Liao links 2 years ago, man, to get a link to fucking Adeyemi.
To be fair, it's they're very similar this season, so fair enough.
Shoot me, man.
Hey, what is the R doing this season? Let's be honest. It's very
Listen,
similar.
Listen. He's been beefing. He's beefing the previous gaffer, bro. Context.
What's the loan rules for how many people we can loan?
No, so for international, it's like 7 now, right? Because it reduces, but then domestic, it's on. Like there's no cap for domestic.
No, I swear it's domestic. There is still a cap, but over a certain age.
Yeah, I think it might be. It wouldn't surprise me. But to be honest, I don't think we've even touched that.
Yeah, because their entire squad is young, so I think we don't have enough old people that we've loaned out, right? Because like Solonina was young. Whatever, Gilchrist, your favorite, is like 19. Like Leslie is 19.
Tough is telling us there's no cap on domestic.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There's no, yeah.
Interesting.
So like, what do you think we did? Like we told them it's KDB, but like. Is that what we're telling Everton, or like what? Like how is this gonna work? Like how are they getting Ben Chilwell on a loan?
From looking, they'd only be able to do one of these moves. They can't do both.
In terms of the Everton stuff?
Yeah, like I'm looking now. You can only have one loan from one team, one player on loan from one team at once. So for them to get either KDH or Ben Chilwell, we'd have to cancel Broja, and then they could only take one of those players.
I think that's what's
That's what
happening.
I'm saying.
So
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's gonna happen because right now Broja's 8 weeks reportedly out with injury.
No, I think it's longer. I think it's 11 to 12.
Okay, because apparently it wasn't his ACL. People thought he did his ACL again. Apparently it was just a really bad ankle injury. It just looked weird from the way he landed on that foot. It looked like it was, on his leg. It looked like he reverse extended. I think hyper extended his ACL or whatever, his knee. This is. KDH is gonna go this window. I'm that for sure. I'm pretty certain about. I don't know about you guys, but this one seems like it could be Everton that happens. I don't see why they would need Ben Chilwell. I also don't see why they would need KDH, to be honest. But he's surely a better player than what they have in that midfield position. I think they have who the fuck do Everton have, bro? That I actually rate. They're also in a weird situation right now because they sacked Sean Dyche, which I thought was a really dumb mistake. But they beat Tottenham. That's good for them.
No, they made the right decision.
Decore is probably their.
They got Decore. They've got Guehi, Mangala.
I think KDH can get into this lineup. Not over Decore though.
Then what's the point?
Definitely not over Decore. I don't know. Get him off the books any means. I really don't understand. I don't know. I've been saying that's the key buzzword of today's stream. I don't know. I just genuinely don't know what the fuck is going on in this transfer window to even like be able to analyze it and even give like a certain opinion on it. I
don't know.
Yeah, very much like Cole Palmer. Don't know what happens with KDH in that one. Maybe Broja comes back. We're stuck with Broja again. Oh shit. We're stuck with Broja again. And then we'll just be stuck with KDH again. Because it's just a loan. Nothing makes sense. It is what it is. Let's just I don't know if you guys want to add anything else to this whole KDH thing to Everton, by all means, but I'm gonna move on to some other links and maybe close out.
KDH in 2025.
Yeah, it is 2025. You're right, and it's KDH that we were talking.
Maybe
about.
Moisey wants to play expansive football. You know, like his last
Maybe.
season at West Ham, he was doing the whole expansive football nonsense.
You think a profile like KDH suits Moises' football?
Fuck no, but he was doing that expansive bullshit the last season, so
Yeah,
maybe he's thinking that, you know, moving on
Maybe.
with times and that.
maybe. Do you guys agree with Sean Dyche getting sacked? By the way.
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think they've you know,
Not at least
I think,
during now.
I think,
Maybe
I
in
think
the
football,
summer.
like football in some places is slowly healing. You know what I'm saying? Moisey is back at Everton, Neymar's back at Santos. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So things are healing a bit. So it's maybe that.
Yeah. All right. We're going to close out the show very soon. We got 2 more topics here. Let's go on and talk about youth updates. So there's been some movement in the transfer window along the lines of youth signings. We already know how we feel about that. So let's go ahead and bring up this first tweet I have. And some of these are a little dated, but we're at the point where like nothing's happening. So hey, why not? Let's bring it up and see what we feel about it. So David Washington is likely to be loaned out and has options in England and Europe. Hey, David Washington has been likely to be loaned out for 2-3 windows now.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's see if it happens this time. Who knows? Maybe third tries the charm, you know? Harvey Vale, also another one that's been brought up, is expected to leave without a transfer fee. Instead, Chelsea have included add-ons that will then earn we'll see them earn a sum depending on what Vale does on his next club, plus a sell-on clause. So that'd be interesting to see. It's a different kind of
these
contract.
idiots fucking rejected a fucking Saudi deal. That was worth
For Harvey
20
Vale?
million for Harvey Vale, yes, this summer.
That's interesting.
These fucking idiots.
Harvey Vale is nearing a permanent exit from Chelsea as they are willing to waiver the transfer fee for him to facilitate a move this month with a sell-on clause inserted instead. More on this. Coventry, apparently, according to Don Smith, Coventry and Lampard are interested in Raksaki on a loan move. Alex Matos officially also will spend the remainder of the season on loan to Championship side Oxford United. So I didn't realize he wasn't loaned out. Apparently, he was just sitting in the Chelsea reserves, and we finally got him a loan. So going back to, again, Chelsea failing their signings or their young signings.
I think he was injured. That's why.
Was he injured? Do you think? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
I have to look into it. Here's one that we have too. Bournemouth have agreed terms with Chelsea for 19-year-old winger Zane Silcott Dewberry. The deal includes a sell-on clause and future incentives for first-team appearances. And then lastly here, according to Ben Jacobs, pinch of salt, I understand Chelsea really like 19-year-old Hato from Ajax. Tough to do now, but more likely a summer departure. Don't know anything about this guy. Ahmed, you might know. You were in the grounds at the Ajax arena or stadium.
Yeah, I remember you were facilitating the Ziyech deal. Remember that? Remember when you were helping facilitate Ziyech to Chelsea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
Shout out to the Mandem. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. But I don't know, it's the fourth time I said it today, but we move. But listen, Hato, good player, but again, really young, needs a lot of EXP, needs a serious amount of EXP, in my personal opinion. But, you know, we keep on saying that for a lot of these guys, so we move.
That's all. I mean, I don't know what else to say on Washington. I don't know what else to say on Harvey Vale. Like Harvey Vale, that never worked out. Go ahead.
If you want to think of Hato, he's kind of like Calafiori. What I mean is, he's like
is
a
he
center
a fullback?
back. Like he can play. Yeah, he can play follow back, and he can bomb up a bit too, but not like super attacking. And he's captain of Ajax right now, and he's 18. So it's very similar to like De Ligt. It's like very similar to De Ligt, right? When De Ligt was captain at like 18 as well. So yeah, but as Ahmed said, he needs EXP. Wait, did you talk about the new link for Nuno Tavares today that came out?
That was in my next segment.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We'll talk about that. No, you're good, man. Yeah, listen, I can't say much on Hato. I don't know crap about him. It's nice to see that you guys kind of overall agree that he's pretty much a highly rated center back, which is all nice and all that. These other players, Harvey Vale, I didn't think was going to make it at this club anymore. There was a point where he was highly touted, but what Cobham graduate isn't highly touted? Raksaki, that'd be nice for him to get a loan, get some experience. I don't know if Frank Lampard is a good choice, but hey, it's playing time, which you need, so why not? What else was in there? Alex Matos on the loan. Let's see what happens with his future. He needs playing time. TP, apparently you're saying he was injured. That's why he never went out on loan. That's unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can turn it around because I think he was from Norwich. I think there was some potential in him, but time will tell as well. And who's this other one too? David Washington's been needing to get on loan for God knows how long now. And I don't know who this Dewberry kid is. Is he good? Is he bad? Is he worth it? Tariq George is ahead of him. I don't think he's a solution to any problem. We'll see 4 years down the line if it comes back to bite us in the ass like Livermento or like Hall. That's really where I stand with all this. I don't. It's just news for the sake of news. There's something happening in the youth department. Maybe there's a discussion there. Maybe there's a talent there that we could use, but maybe there's more so of a talent there that we could just sell on, and that's what we've been doing. So, nice. Let's continue on. Lastly, on the rumor side of things, let me open this up right here. There we go. Okay, so there have been some rumors going on in terms of signings for Chelsea. This one here, I know nothing about. Again, Chelsea are interested in 22-year-old Spanish left winger Jeremy Hernandez and have already made a firm offer to the player to sign him, according to Relevo. Apparently, also, L'Equipe is saying here that Chelsea are interested in Yeremy Hernandez to send to Strasbourg. Chelsea have been linked with Deportivo La Coruna winger Yeremy Hernandez. However, it is their French sister club, Strasbourg, who want to buy him. Right here, Chelsea have raised their offer to 12 million euros for Deportivo Yeremy Hernandez from Relevo here for Strasbourg. And then we have here, this is one of the newer links that came out from Alfredo Padula. Don't know how accurate it is, if it's legit, but apparently the rumor has it that Chelsea have reportedly asked for information about Nuno Tavares, 24-year-old left back in DM. Okay, so another one I can invert apparently, if I'm reading that correctly. During the negotiation with Lazio for Cesar Casadei, Lazio have no intention of selling Tavares in January. I mean, you seem to know a little bit about this character, CP, so I kind of let you inform me.
He was ex-Arsenal, like Arsenal bought him. He wasn't that.
The name did sound familiar. Yeah.
But been balling this season. He's the highest in terms of assists in the league with 8 assists for.
That's not bad.
Yeah, for someone playing left back, he honestly bombs up more. Been doing pretty well. Like I don't watch him too often, but I've been asking Steve about it, so he's been raving about him for this season with regards to Lazio. So depends on how much we get him, but I just see him as a backup option to Cucurella, and they're very similar profiles. So this one makes a bit more sense to me if you're looking for like as a proper backup situation for Cucurella. So
yeah, fair enough, and especially with the links now that we're gonna, there's a strong interest for Renato Veiga with a permanent. If the club do get rid of Renato Veiga, it's on a permanent, not just a loan and come back. And if this is true, I mean, yeah, there you go. A more experienced player in that position rather than a Renato Veiga probably can do the inverting role that is being asked of Renato Veiga. If Veiga were to go, you said this last stream, if Veiga were to go, he's one of the ones that we actually make a profit for and we flip, which is good, fine. I don't think the profit is that great, but hey, it's profit regardless. And then we get this guy who hopefully he's good. I don't know. I just genuinely do not know. At least he has a little bit of... He's still
22, so even if he flopped at...
That's 24.
Oh, sorry, 24, yeah, apologies. Yeah, they got him at 22. But yeah, he's still young enough, and I think he's a good... At least based on how he's doing this season, I would say he's a decent backup. Like, I wouldn't pay more than like 20 million or 25 million for him as a backup for Cucurella. But I only see him as backup. That's it.
Yeah, how long ago was he in the Prem? Do you know?
I think Arteta got him in 2022 summer.
So 3 years ago?
Like, yeah, two years ago. And then he went to Lazio this season, right? So... he wasn't fully in the Prem. Like he had a few games, but yeah, didn't impress that much. But yeah.
All right. I mean, listen, things can change. Like I know people are saying pathetic in the PL, Tavares, that's a joke. I get it, but hey, if we were talking again, it's all context. Like players can improve. Like players don't remain shit always. And players can decline. We've seen it with Mason Mount. Mason Mount went from being a pretty good prospect, had a lot of potential, to declining, and now he barely plays. Like player trajectories can change. It wasn't too long ago where people were being silenced by Nicholas Jackson, right? Now everyone wants to believe that the last 6 matches where he hasn't been scoring have been the whole entire season.
And also, like, I get it, guys, but he's like a backup option. Like we don't need to freak out about this. Like, once again, he has the highest assists in the Serie A, which is a top 5 league, right? And Lazio are doing very well this season. So it's like they're killing it in the Europa League, by the way. They're like first in there, right, with other decent teams. So... like, let's not, be like, are you kidding me? Because he flopped in the PL. Like, Sancho technically flopped in the PL for United. And he's been decent for us for 25 million. As long as the price is decent, I'm not going to freak out about him being a backup option. Once again, backup option. And I'm fine with it because I'm assuming that our Maresca...
the price is right, too.
The price is right, and I'm assuming Maresca would play him more. Right?
Yeah, then
we can rate Veiga as much
Veiga.
as we want. I rate Veiga. But if he's not playing him, then there's no fucking point. We're just paying salaries for a body.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So.
Oh, so he's on low with obligation to buy. So this is looking likely that'll be a summer transfer if it were to happen, is what you're saying, Vic.
Yeah.
And again, you say that, but like, bro, we have Arteta benching Raheem Sterling, who's probably his best winger, over
and you're saying Al
Trossard
Neni.
and
Tavares is mostly a left back, by the way, and a very attacking left back.
Mhm.
Like, he's not really a DM, guys. He's mostly a left back, an attacking left back.
yeah.
Kind of plays in the same position Cucurella would when we're attacking in that back three, where Cucurella is like a left winger / left mid. He has 8 assists, guys, the most in the league.
Yeah.
If he's costing me 20 to 25 million, why are we complaining?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This is just links. I'm just reporting the news. I can't genuinely say I want the player or not, but if there's a link, there's a link. Who knows? He might be better. Fuck knows. I don't fucking know. It's a backup option from what it seems.
And sorry, one thing. Sorry, someone's saying why we're going after Arsenal leftovers. Giroud was an Arsenal leftover. We won stuff with them. He was a major.
It doesn't
piece.
work when Chelsea players go to Arsenal.
Yeah,
it works when
we've
Arsenal players
taken
come to Chelsea.
We've taken some of their leftovers and we've won Champions Leagues.
I mean, look at Amari Hutchinson, man. We took him, made profit off of him, and then he's fucking balling out.
Yeah, like, why are we freaking out over a leftover?
I don't know.
Like, come on.
I don't know.
I know none of you man rated Giroud. We bought him for 30 million, and then he helped us out to get top 4, and he was a key part during the Champions League campaign, scoring key goals too, such as Atletico Madrid. And now we're like, we need a player like Giroud in our player profile who's old and like is decent enough, won't complain, and can head the ball and stuff. Aren't we complaining about that? Everyone?
Yeah.
He's an Arsenal reject, no?
Mm-hmm.
But they replaced him with the Aubameyang guys.
It's, yeah. You know what it is overall? Like, this window's been so lackluster. And I kind of should have expected it to be. But it doesn't help that we obviously aren't winning.
It's been lackluster for everyone that's not named Man City.
Yeah, pretty much.
United didn't get anyone. Arsenal still haven't gotten anyone. There's been a link that they might maybe, if they wish upon a star, get Zubamendi.
But that's January. That's how January's always are.
Liverpool haven't gotten anyone. Like, Villa haven't gotten anyone. They just sold Podence to Ipswich. Like, I'm not...
Villa got Milan. That's it.
Yeah, Milan on, like, low wages. But, like, that's about it. Like, none of the top... Tottenham's not gotten anyone. None of the top... Brighton, I don't think, has gotten anyone either. So... Yeah,
so that's why I'm not, like that upset so much so with the lack of transfers. What's upsetting me is the transfers going out. Like, we have a lot of links to players leaving, and it's like, wait a minute, like... We need to bolster right now. We're running on fumes. Like, we can't let these players that could be used in the system go because we need them. Like, Renato Veiga, we're gonna need him next game. He's the closest thing to a DM we have.
And people saying like we're in a top 4 race, fair enough. But like, Man United got a new manager and they're not backing him in any position. They haven't gotten anyone, and they're gonna get rid of Garnacho, and they can barely score anyways because Garnacho's linked with Napoli. Like, stronger links to him. Napoli than us as a Kvaratskhelia replacement.
City have gotten signings, but a lot of their signings are investments too. Other than Marmoush, Marmoush maybe starts. You got a guy from
Palmeiras who's a center back who I watched.
We were linked
18, with. Who's 18. You got another guy from the French league who you guys sometimes clown on, who's 19. The only one who's kind of proven is Marmoush, who's 25, who's having his first breakout season in Frankfurt, in which Frankfurt, every other striker they've had looks good for their team and then flops it at the other team. aka Kolomani and Jovic and countless other strikers I can mention. So,
yeah. It is what it is in terms of the window. Like, I just hope... I think what Maresca needs to do is he needs to minimize the amount of criticism on himself and actually, like, pull the trigger on, you know, actually subbing on some players and trusting players a little more, because I think that's adding on to the whole stress of the situation and all the disaster that's been happening in the last, I won't say it's a disaster, but it's a really, really not good dip in form that's happened in the last 6 games. Mind you, everyone's kind of been dropping points, including Liverpool. They just scraped the win, you know, against Southampton. Was it Southampton, actually? It was, right? Yeah, it was. They just scraped a last-minute win against Southampton, but they've dipped in form as well. But we're just not taking advantage of it. We kind of dipped in form with them as well. So it's frustrating. It's annoying. I hope the team can turn it around. I think we need a center back signing so that it can help, because I think ever since we lost Fofana, it's kind of been a downward spiral. And not having that Fofana not shoring up in the defense and the attack not being clinical and very unlucky, it's just kind of like a recipe for, you know, these type of matches where we can't get it across the line. Big up CP. Thanks for coming on, brother. So yeah, it's one of those that this window has been disappointing. It's been lackluster. I get it. I get the frustration. We want immediate fixes for what's going on the pitch. The form has not been good. There was supposed to be a dip in form at some point. 3 out of potential 15, right? That's the stat going out, or 4 out of potential 6 matches, or potential 18. That's not been good. But this idea that it's relegation form and all this, the panic stations shit, give it a rest. Like, I'm so exhausted with it. That's why I'm like so deflated today, because it's like, what am I going to talk about in terms of what the news is? And it's all just shit that's going to piss people off because there's no news happening. I want to see the action on the pitch. I want to see Maresca make the changes he's got to make. I want to see Maresca take the actions he's got to take, because he holds a little bit of blame too. Like, not playing João Felix, not using the players you have, and now we're being linked with those players leaving. It's so bizarre to me. But they're all links, they're all rumors, they're all this and that, and journos being desperate for clicks as well at the same time. So listen, if we go throughout this whole entire window, we don't make any signings, and maybe 1 or 2 players leave, and Renato Veiga ends up staying, and Nkunku ends up staying, Casadei maybe actually ends up departing, then you look back at it and it's like, wow, we overreacted about a lot of these players going out. And now we got to work with what we have. Players are going to come back from injury, return fit. Apparently, Badiashile is close to returning fit. I don't know how big of a difference that's going to make. Kowa, I don't think it's an injury thing. I think it's a fitness thing. Enzo Caicedo needs rest. Not Enzo Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez needs rest. Palmer needs rest. We don't have players to rotate them. The players you do want to rotate, you don't trust. It's a combination of so many things. But for tomorrow's match against Bournemouth, yeah, right. And that's crazy too, because people did not rate Ataman and Lookman for the longest time. Obviously, they clowned on him because of what happened at Fulham and how he missed that penalty he Panenka'd, which was the worst timing to Panenka. That would have won him the game. I think it was Europa League. I don't even remember, bro. But it wasn't good. Or Carabao Cup. I don't remember. But now he's turned it around. And I'm inclined to be patient, but I know the depth is not there. And that's the frustrating part. The depth isn't necessarily there, where we can afford to be benching players like a Jackson that needs to be benched for a striker that's better, but we don't have that better striker. And Nkunku's been a big letdown. Palmer, I've been a strong believer, a staunch, what's the word I'm looking for? Advocate for, if he's not playing well, if he's not getting things going for you, take him off. But the manager doesn't want to put on Felix for whatever reason. It might be trust. You look at the left back scenario when Renato Veiga's leaving, or when you're playing Malo Gusto there instead of a Renato, who's a natural position is more there, that it's like, why are you just not letting someone who can play that position better than Malo Gusto play there? There's a lot of things that it's like that are frustrating with Maresca, that it's hard to be patient, which I'm trying to be patient about this whole scenario. It's hard to be patient when things aren't going well. And even when things were going well, there was frustrations there. But when it comes to these projects, you kind of have to see it through, because there will be bumps on the road. This is a bump on the road. Doesn't mean the road is destroyed and that the final destination isn't something you got to get to. There is a final destination. There is a goal at the end of this. It's not mathematically impossible to get there. Right now, it might seem how the fuck are we going to get there, right? Because of the form. But not too long ago, we saw a very clear path to how to get there. Who's to say we don't go back to that clear path? So I really hope against Wolves we somehow fucking turn it around. I'm desperately hoping for a win because I can't stand the crash outs anymore. I am exhausted, mentally exhausted from the fan base. Like, it is just draining to see how negative so many people can be. It's like, this is why I don't go on Twitter, but I have to in terms of I'm fishing for news here because it's been slow, and January is usually slow. But fuck, man. But I'm ranting, and I wanted to end the stream. However, Wolves, Maresca, please, you must turn it around. City, there's still a shot we can win because City's not in the best form either. And let's see if we can get some momentum going. Because the last game against Bournemouth, their performance was there, but the clinicality wasn't. And in the second half, our performance dropped. And we should have been winning going into that second half. And maybe that changes the mentality of of Bournemouth. Maybe that changes everything going into that second half and we come out victorious. We need to do better across the 90 minutes. If it's exhaustion, rotate players. If it's formation, change it up a little bit. Come up with a solution. I know you're inexperienced. You need to learn from the mistakes you've made so far. Do it in this game. Turn things around. Get the attitude of the fan base into a more optimistic area. Get the fans behind you again. Not that they're against you, but I think there is frustrations going on with the match-going fans. Understandably so. And let's get this top four, because Arsenal are dropping points. Nottingham Forest are in a title race with Liverpool. They're the closest thing with Liverpool, but Liverpool are also dropping points. Let's see it through. There's still, 18 games left to the season? 17 games left to the season? Let's not pretend that the season ends in January. The season does not end in January. We're in 5th place or 6th place. Newcastle got clapped last game as well. Everyone who thought Newcastle was going to go on and do something, they also got humbled as well. By who, might I add? I can't remember who. Who did they actually play? I forgot. They played Bournemouth, the team that couldn't beat us, but they easily beat Newcastle. And let's see where it goes, man. Because right now, in terms of standings, I forgot to check that. In terms of standings, Chelsea are in 6th place, not 5th place. But with a win, Chelsea can potentially get to 4th place. Actually, they can get to 4th place with a win. Easily, with 2 points ahead, because City dropped points. Or no, City beat Ipswich. So we just need to win. If we win, we get to 4th place. And then we're back in the top 4 race, or we are in the top 4 race. We're back in the position we want to be in the top 4 race, I should say. But yeah, I really hope Chelsea can turn it around, because I can't stand this fan base when things are going not in our direction. But Maresca is trying to pull a Pochettino. It's always difficult to stick with the board after a few months. Let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope it's not the case. But we'll see. There are players that will be coming back from injury, and hopefully that changes things around, because the form has not been good. All right, I'm going to end it here, guys. Sorry, I just needed to get that off my chest. That being said, sorry the news has been a dry news week. Not much going on in terms of news. My enthusiasm, too, has not been great in terms of what's going on with Chelsea right now. I've not been happy with the links out there, or the whispers and the rumors. But got to tell myself it's rumors for now, and we'll see what happens when everything's all said and done. So that being said, we'll be back again tomorrow to react to the match. We'll also be back midweek. We'll see. Hopefully there's some news happening, more developments in terms of maybe some incomings. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow it's a win. We're going to leave it here. Big up to everyone. We're going to go ahead and raid Sarcasm City. So if you haven't done so already, let me actually give you guys the raid message here. I forgot to do that. Actually, I can do it through StreamYard. I'll do that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So copy and paste that raid message. Let Flawless know where you are coming from, and also be sure to hit the like on your way into that stream as well. But yeah, guys, big up to everyone. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Smash the like if you haven't done so already. Check out the links in the description because it helps us out tremendously with the content that we make on here. The likes also help out tremendously with the algorithm. Thank you everyone who just subscribed in today's show and joined in, participated in the conversation. And lastly, be sure to check out the memberships, guys, because we have 4 different tiers of membership, starting at 99p at the lowest tier, and at the proper casual tier and higher, we give shout outs at the end of every single show. And those shout outs are going to go to our friends. Give me 1 second. I am working on something here. God damn it. Get the fuck out of here. Stop it. There we go. Shout outs going out to CAA Mafia, SDFC Benny, Adam CFC, Pels, EPL Turf, A Soliman, The Proper Casual. Oh, well, sorry, I read that wrong. That's the tier. TM 127, Hassan Nawaz, Dark, EE, and Adrian. Thank you guys so much for your joining up with the membership. I do appreciate it. Some of you actually joined on your own, so big up to you guys. I appreciate you guys coming through and helping out the channel by being a member. And thank you to everyone else who's also a member. I hope you guys do enjoy those emojis. The more memberships we get, the more emojis we can unlock, and we'll bring in some more emojis and new, more modern, sure, emojis to the chat. But yeah, big up to everyone. We'll be back tomorrow. As always, have a wonderful night and stay casual. Peace.